I've asked you to send in your most unique combos in Blox fruits. And today, I'm going to be reacting to them all and give each one a rating from 1 to 10. Highest rated one gets any one permanent fruit they want. Starting with
combo number 1 sent by Sosuke Aizen. He said it took him 3 hours for this. So it looks like down at the bottom, he's running Death Step, Shark Anchor, Spirit, and Soul Guitar. So we got a Spirit combo. He lands a Spirit C, followed by the Shark Anchor. Now he's doing Death Step, Vermilion Drill. Okay, Shark Anchor Z, then End of Times. Oh, this is actually a unique combo. Damn. Okay, that's actually not bad to start off with. I don't know if you guys noticed, he is a console player. Look at those icons down below. Decently person to start off with. However, this is a Spirit Shark Anchor combo, and the only really unique part he had of it was the Death Step. Other than that, though, this is a typical Spirit combo, I must say. So we're gonna give this a 6.5 to start off with. Combo number 2, and this one is only 4 seconds, so this must be insane. He's using Dragon Talon, Rumble, Soul Guitar, and Dark Blade. Not exactly the most unique build, but let's see the combo. So he lands with the Rumble X, Dark Blade X, Dark Blade Z. He runs the Dragon Talon X, does a little 360 straight into the Dragon Talon C. Now that wasn't bad, and it was a very quick one-shot combo, but that wasn't what I would call unique. In fact, I see Rumble Dark Blade builds all the time. We're gonna give this a 4 out of 10. I'm sorry, guest, don't come at me. This next combo is by a guy named Bread, and he typed in chat, I'm a 7.4 million bounty player. I might add the lowest rating in Cloud's next vid, I predict. Why do you have no confidence in yourself, my boy? Come on now. Can't be that bad. All right, I'm on the video, and he is running a portal build. Well, I can definitely say he may get a low rating. All right, what does he start with? Let's see. Okay, WinterKloudz C, CDK X, CDK Z, Kabucha X. Oh, wow. He actually did that combo completely without even using portal. It is a 25,000 damage combo. That is actually pretty unique because he didn't include portal. It was a technically fruitless build. I'm gonna give this one a 7. Not bad. You ain't get the lowest rating, bro. Be proud of yourself. Next clip, we got a mobile player, and bro is not even max level. He's level 1,888. I think we know how this is gonna go. Bro's also running E-Claw, Magma, and Twin Hooks. Ooh, E-Claw C, Twin Hooks. Ooh, hold up. That actually wasn't bad. Hold on, let's see that again, bro. Started off with the Thunderclap and Flash, Psy Cyclone, Volcanic Storm, and Magma Shower. Now, I have no idea if that's a true combo, but I will say, for a mobile player, that's not bad. That's not bad. For the uniqueness, I'll give this a 7.5. Another really OP T-Rex combo. Never seen anyone use this build. I think it deserves to be in the vid. I'll be the judge of that. Looks like he's running Sanguine Art and Midnight Blade with T-Rex. You know what? I don't think I've ever seen that build either. Let's see how he starts it. Predator Screech. Okay. Crescent Dash. All right. Hunter's Rage. Bloodbane Drain. You know what? This is actually not that bad. This is actually not that bad of a combo. Although I don't think this combo's true because you can see right here, there is a small gap before he used his portal opening. And I think the enemy could have canned away after that. So I'm just going to give this one a 6 out of 10. So far, we have yet to see any crazy, unique, or insane combos. Let's see if this next one changes that. Sanguine Art, Dark, Jite, and Serpent Bow. What the heck type of build is that, dog? I've never even seen a build like that. Hold on, this guy better cook. Let me see. Flash Step. Okay, right now he's getting hit by the enemy. The enemy's using Yama. Okay, he pulls him in with that. Serpent Bow. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yo, he actually is managing to use GT in a combo? That is actually crazy. And he just typed in chat W Aura. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Just for the fact that he actually successfully used GT in a combo, I'm giving this an 8. I'm giving this a straight 8. And he even typed in chat here, hoping it gets in vid. Hey, Breezy, you definitely made it into the vid, my boy. And you got a high ranking too. This next combo, we have a sand combo by a mobile user. Wonder if this one could be able to compete with the last one. Starts off the combo with a fully charged Godhuman C, then snipes with the Sand Coffin. Okay, okay. Sandstorm, Deep Sand, hits him with the Gravity Cane, and straight with the Godhuman Z. Very powerful one-shot combo. However, that was just a basic Godhuman Sand combo. Definitely not what I would consider that unique, but I will give it a 7.5 out of 10. What can I say? I just like sand combos, man. This next one's by Sir Croco, and he said another hybrid combo, but it's control. Ooh, I love my control combos. It's such an underrated fruit, I'm not gonna lie. This man's running E-Claw, Control, Twin Hooks, and Kabucha. Let's see, E-Claw C. Oh, wait, what? I forgot you could even do that. Okay, Prehistoric Punch, Sky Cyclone. That is actually so saucy. That is so saucy. He hits it with the Electroclaw C, quickly activates control area. It was able to pull off the Echo Knife. Follows it up with a Prehistoric Punt. Oh, that is so fire. That is so fire. True one-shot too. Ooh, this is a tough one. I'm gonna rate this one an 8.1 because this was fire. I've never even seen someone run this control build. Started off a little slow with some of those first combos, but we are quickly heating up. What do we got next? We have a Sanguine Art, Quake, and Dark Dagger user. Ooh, what the heck? Hold on, hold on. Bro did Bloodbane Drain right here, and then Proficient Impale. Like, that is just not true at all. The person could have canned after that, but I guess let's just hear him out. They did the same in Slash. Okay. Okay. I mean, this is a pretty interesting combo, except it wasn't true at literally the first part, which the user admits to right here. He said it isn't good in a real fight. It's kentrickable and hard to land. I'm gonna give this one a 3 out of 10. Dope concept though. We have another mobile user here, and bro's running Buddha Fruit. What the heck, bro? You really submitted this in, Buddha Fruit, for a unique combo video? Let's see what you got. Let's see what you got. Starts it off with Doe Hurricane. Already untrue. You could have kenned the pull. Did he just put an M1 in there? Oh, no way. He does the Spiky try to pull. M1s once. Oh my god, bro. There are so many gaps to Kendrick out of this. And even if there wasn't, God Human and Spiky Trident isn't exactly what I would consider unique. Hey, I'm sorry, man, for this, but I'm gonna give this a straight 2 out of 10, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Simple Love Fruit combo. Okay, we don't see Love Fruit very often. He is using God Human Spiky Trident, though, so it ain't a unique build, but let's see what he's got for the combo. Okay, goes for the Soul Guitar Z, just barely misses. How does he start this combo? Let's see. Okay, he punished that guy with the heart shot. God Human C, nice punish, pulls him in there. Uses that. Nice stun. Okay, that wasn't bad. That wasn't bad. And this guy's a 10.2 million body player. Not exactly the best combo we've seen. I mean, this also wasn't true, I don't think. Like, after this right here, after the God Human C, the person could have easily kenned, especially since he didn't activate his Cyborg V3. So the combo could have been avoided, but because it was a bit saucy and with the Love Fruit, I'm going to give this a 7.5. So far out of all of the combos, we have Sir Croco in first place with the control combo and Breezy in second place with the dark combo. But let's see if this next one will change that. We have this guy named CGOso. He said, I made this combo when I was enjoying Flame at the time. I'm also a huge fan, making my way to be the best mobile player. Wish me luck. It's also true, by the way. All right, so the combo he's sending is true. He's running Sharkman, Karate, Flame, Gravity Cane, and Soul Guitar. And he's a mobile user. That's actually a pretty unique build that I really have never seen. Let's see how he starts this combo off. Starts it off with the Dimensional Grass. Good way to start it because you can't Kendrick it. Then he does the Flamey Vortex, 12 Water Palms, Lunar Blitz, okay. Pressure Vortex, Deep Sea Spear, and Prominence Burst. Damn, 14,472 damage. That is not bad for a mobile player, bro. I would have liked to seen it in the middle of a fight. I mean, you did it against a guy that wasn't even moving, but you actually saw stuff with this, bro. Let me see this again. Look at that, bro. Look at that. Like, this may be the most unique one we've seen, even possibly above the control one. I'm gonna give you an 8.5 out of 10. I like this combo. The control combo that was once in first place has now been dethroned. Next combo, though, is sent in by a guy named Papa Joe. He said, Clouds, please notice. And at the end of it, he said, I'm pretty sure it cannot be Kendrick. Well, I guess I'll be the judge of that. Bro's running God Human in Light. Let's see how he starts this off. Kabucha X. Okay. Spiky Trident Pull. Spiky Trident X. Wow. Can't be Kendrick, huh? What the heck? Bro, you can't just do that. That's not a true combo right there, bro. That entire time you were trying to catch up to the dummy, a real person could have just 100% kenned that. Combo is just completely invalid after that, and I wouldn't even consider this unique. 4 out of 10. What have we got next? We got a Spirit user. Let's see what he does. Thunder, Clap, and Flash most likely. Yep. Wrath of Shu. Look down. End of Times. So far, this looks like just a basic Spirit combo. He hits the stun with the Pull V2. He hits him with Kabucha X and finishes off with the WinterKloudz Z. To me, this just seems like a basic Spirit combo. The only difference is he's using Pull V2 instead of like Yama and Spiky Trident. Although you still saw stuff, so I'll give you a 7.2 out of 10. Sharkman, Karate, Quake, Spiky Trident, Kabucha. This will be an interesting one. And bro is an 8.8 million body player. All right, let's see what he got. Let's see what you got. C Quake, Pressure Vortex, 12 Water Palm, Gray Sea Spear. I'm assuming he's gonna do the pull. Yep, Kabucha, another pull. Yep, that is not a bad combo. I'm not gonna lie. That's pretty solid. It didn't one-shot the dude. The only reason it didn't one-shot him is because the dude he's fighting is a 24 million body player, and I'm assuming he's on his ult slot where he has less bounty. But overall, I'm not gonna lie, I don't really see Quake combos very often. This is pretty fire, I will say. And his name also is the One Piece is real. Oh, he's committed to the full Whitebeard persona. You know what? Because of that, I'll give this guy an 8. Next combo sent by Jimpix. He says, I bet you have never seen this build. Skip to 15 seconds. Okay. And bro's build is Dragon Talon, Portal, Twin Hooks, and Kabucha. Well, I've definitely seen most of that build. Never in this order, though, so I'll give you that. He's in his Dimensional Rift right now. He goes out. Let's see what he does. Okay. Hits it with the Portal X, Portal Z. Okay, Kabucha. Ooh, that's kind of saucy. Okay. Okay, he hits him with the Portal X after the Dimensional Rift. Hits him right there. Intense Wind, Firebird. Wait, is this dude running gun stats? Hold on. Look at this. He hits him with the portal thing. That only does 188 damage. He hits him with the Intense Wind, 2,700 damage. Flying Bird, 5,900 damage. Bro is running Kabucha gun main stats. Like, look, he's not even doing any damage with his Twin Hooks. That is weird, bro. You know what, Jimpix? I'll give it to you. I've never seen that build, and I've never seen anyone run those stats with that build. Now, I can't say this combo is better than the control combo, so it's got to be lower. I'm going to give this one a 7.9. Holy moly. This man sent a whole Bible of a text for this combo. El De La Mayo. He says, all right, this is by far the most unique and insane anti-Shark and Angel combo you will see. You know what? I'm here for it. Now, I have no idea if this combo is true. I mean, it looks like it's true to me. Everything looks like it all tied into each other. But just for the fact that he used this build and actually used it well in the way he did, I'm going to give this guy a 9 out of 10. Congratulations, Spider user. Mobile Flame Combo has just been dethroned. Now we have the Spider Combo in first place, the Flame Combo in second place, and the Control Combo in third place. Things are honestly unfolding very unexpectedly. Next up, we have a combo sent in by this guy named Kiwi. He said, hope this could be in the video. Congrats on 1 million clouds W. I appreciate that, bro. All right, Rumble X, Kabucha X. Ooh, Dark Dagger. Ooh, Dark Dagger with Shark Anchor. Ooh, wait. This right here was a saucy combo, bro. And this was pretty quick, too. I believe this is also true. Like, I don't think there's any gaps you could have escaped out of that because of the stun and the Kabucha X. I really like this one. I'm not gonna lie. Just as much as the Control one. And because I like it just as much as the Control one, I think it deserves the same ranking. 8.1. Right now, third place is tied between Sir Croco and Kiwi. Will they both win, or will there end up being a combo that's slightly better and steal the third place from them? But I will say, if there's any clip that's about to steal third place from it, it's definitely not about to be this one, bro. Bro's running Superhuman Buddha and Holoside. I already know he ain't about to cook. Still, let's hear him out, though. He starts off with Death Cyclone, Conquer a Gun, Superhuman Z. Yeah, this just was not a true combo through and through. Like, how you gonna start the combo with Death Cyclone, my boy? Hey, I'm sorry, man. I know you're a 2.5 million bounty player and all, but I don't think you cooked with this one, bro. Go back to the lab. 2 out of 10. Maybe this next combo will dethrone third place, though. We got another mobile user, and he's running Sand Dragon Talon and Yama. Okay, what does he do here? Okay, he goes up to Yama, gets the right positioning. Ooh, ooh. Okay. Now, I would have liked to see this like actually done in a real fight. The fact that you're able to pull this off as a mobile was nice. I mean, look at this. Positioning with the Yama here. Puts him in the right angle. Hits the Sand Coffin. Desert Blade. Hits the Yama. The Deep Sand. That is a pretty saucy combo. I'm not gonna lie. Mobile players are showing up and showing out in this video. I mean, the second place is literally by a mobile user. And this guy is almost on that level. My only gripe with this combo is he started off with the raw Sand Coffin, which is a little tough to do in PvP, which is why I would have liked to see this in a real fight. But still a very saucy combo. I'm gonna give this one an 8 out of 10. Third place ain't been dethroned yet. This next clip is sent in by, I don't even know what that name says. I think it's X2 Voidy Official. He says he's a 30 million body player on Marine and Pirate. Let's go ahead and check his combo out. All right, God Human C Charge, True Trooper Katana Z, Portal Z. Okay, this is definitely not a unique combo whatsoever. I'm not gonna lie. This is a combo I see like on the daily. Very good combo. No cap. Very good combo, but it's just also a very common one. I'm gonna give this 6.5 because it's not that unique, but very strong combo. One of the strongest, most overpowered in the game. Oh, we got another Control one, and he got just sucked up by a Portal V. Pause. Let's see how he gets out of this, because he looks like he's on the edge right now. Looks like this Portal user's putting pressure on him. He's using Midnight Blade. Okay. Ooh, okay. All right. This is not bad. I'm liking this. All right. Yo, this is actually fire. This is actually fire, bro. This may dethrone the other Control combo. I've never even seen someone use Midnight Blade with Control. It didn't one-shot, though. He managed to get the kill with the Thunderclap and Flash there, but that could have been avoided. So it wasn't exactly a one-shot combo. I don't know if this guy was a Shark user or something, or how he survived that. He still managed to get the kill at the end, though. Ooh, this is tough. That combo was just so saucy, bro. I think it's better than the other Control combo. I'm giving this one an 8.3 out of 10. Wall of Fire, you have now taken third place. Uh-oh, I was wondering when we get one of these. We have a mobile dough user. I wonder how he's gonna start this combo off. I can almost pretty much guess how he's gonna do it. Pasty River, yep. Kabucha X. He's gonna go for the pull. Dough-Fist Fusillade, I already know. And he's gonna go for the Piercing Clothesline, most likely. Yep. Also, what is this lag, bro? What the heck is bro doing? Dough Hurricane, yep. God Human moves. Yep, pretty typical. Not much to say about this. It's a dough combo. 4 out of 10. 3 skilled one-shot sand combos on max body player. Okay, we got 3 clips to look at with this one. Let's see what you got cooked for me. First one, he's using sand and twin hooks. Okay, Prehistoric Punt, Sky Cyclone. Ooh, Kabucha. Ooh, wait, this is looking heat. One-shot combo right there, 14,000 damage. What else you got for me? Now he's using a slightly less skilled. He's using Crystal Katana this time. He snipes the Sand Coffin there. Revolving Ravager. Okay. Yo, this is actually fire. Yo, this man's like the sand main, bro. What the heck? Second one definitely wasn't as unique as the first one, but maybe the third clip will be something insane. This one, he's using Sand Shisui. Oh, yo, that's... Huh? How? This bro's just doing stuff that doesn't even make sense. Like, hold on, bro. This doesn't make sense. He lands the Sand Z. God Human C. Dog, that is so insane. Is that even escapable, bro? Like, look at that. That's crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Y'all may be upset at me for this. I like this more than the Control combo that just took third place. In fact, I even like this more than the Flame combo. I'm giving this one An 8.7 out of 10. I'm just a fan of this. This looks so saucy, especially with the Shisui. Like, how do you even do that? God Human C in the Shisui and then instantly Sand Tornado? I've never seen anything like that done. New placements. We have El De La Mayo in first place. We have XYN in second place. And we have Sigosos in third place. That sand combo just shook everything up. I'm not gonna lie. Next, we got another mobile user though, and he's using Rengoku Flame Dragon Talent. Okay, don't really know what just happened there. Let me see that restarted. Starts it off with Flaming Vortex, I believe. It's kind of weird because that's like, I don't believe that's a true combo, and the chances of you hitting that in a public server just off rip like that, kind of low. Also, he didn't even finish his combo here, so it's an unfinished combo. I'm gonna have to give this one a 5 out of 10. I think you should have gave me a better clip to work with. Next up, we have a combo sent in by my boy, Good Boy Nutter. I don't even know why your name is that in my Discord. Let's go ahead and watch it though. Dragon Talon, Rumble, Kabucha, and Twin Hooks. All right, starts it off with the Thunderstorm, Prehistoric Punt, goes up with the Dragon Talon Z, which I believe could be Kenda afterwards, right? Like, isn't Dragon Talon Z Kennable after that? Let's see that again. Starts it off with the Rumble X, Prehistoric Punt, Talon Lighter. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that could have been Kenda after that, right? I'm not really too entirely sure. Maybe there was a gap to escape. You definitely could escape here. During this part where he's trying to use the Dragon Talon C, I feel like you definitely could escape here. So I'm not entirely sure how true this combo is. Still a saucy one though. I'm gonna give this an 8. Good job, Nutter. Next up though, one-shot spin combo. Okay, you got my attention. A spin combo? First common fruit we've seen in the video. All right, let's see what is going on. He is getting hit right now. Okay, he goes with the Spiky Trident X, Spiky Trident Z, goes with the Spin Z, and yeah, okay, hold on. Let me watch that again because I was a little confused. At the start, he hits him with the Do Hurricane. Could Ken right there right before he does the Spiky Trident X, unless you broke through Ken, of course. He does the Spin Z, got Human X, got Human Z, got Human C, and that's the end of the combo right there. Not exactly the best combo I've seen. I'm pretty sure those gaps you could have Ken there. You have Cyborg V3 though, so maybe that makes it a true combo. Either way, we've definitely seen some more insane combos. I'm gonna give this a 6.5. Quake Combo. All right, say less. We got another Quake Combo to see. Let's see what he's got. Now his build, he actually isn't really using like anything unique. He's using pretty common stuff. Still want to see how he does this though. Okay, he goes for the C Quake. Got Human Z, fully charged X, Spiky Trident Pull. Yeah, I mean, this is like, you know, the typical Quake combo. I'm pretty sure I did this Quake combo in one of my videos. Very strong, but not really used with any unique sort of builds. I would have liked to seen it done with like a unique weapon, maybe Kabucha, something like that. Still though, deserves no less than a 7. Oh, we got a Shadow combo, boys. We got a Shadow combo. Bro's build is God Human, Shadow, Kabucha, and Bicento. Ooh, okay. Let's see what you got. All right, how does he start this thing off? Somber Rebellion. Okay, he lands it. Got Human X. Ooh, Kabucha. Ooh, okay. That was not bad. I don't think he used Bicento anywhere through this combo though. Oh, he did. Okay, right after he lands the God Human X, he quickly does Quake Sphere, then lands the Kabucha while he's stunned in there. Got Human C, straight into the Corvus Torment. Oh, that was saucy. I also like that he used Bicento. We haven't seen anybody even use this sword. That is not bad. This is a tough one to rate. I can't cap because I don't think it's better than the first place. I don't think it's better than the second place, but it may be better than the third place, bro. All right, I think I got my score. I'm gonna give this one an 8.4, right under the third place, because that flame combo with the mobile user, that one is tough to beat. And last but not least, we have our final combo of the video, ladies and gentlemen. Sent in by Conquerors827. Let's see what you got for me. Okay, he's running Dark right now. Sanguine Art. All right. I mean, this is kind of like a meta build. Shark Anchor as well. Okay. I mean, like, it's a good combo. Very, very strong combo. Super meta, though. Super meta. Like, I see these types of combos all day, every day. The only outlier is that you're using Dark instead of, like, Portal and Rumble. I can't give this one a high rating, man. It's supposed to be unique combos. 6.5 out of 10. With that last combo out the way, those ladies and gentlemen, we have our final placements ready. In first place, we have El De La Mayo with the insane spider combo. In second place, we have XYN with the beautiful Sand Shisui combo. And last but not least, in third place, we have Sigosos, the Flame mobile combo. All right, we got the second place winner right here. Let me ask him, what perm did you want? Can you do perm T-Rex? Okay, not a bad choice. Not a lot of people choose that one, but I respect it. Permanent T-Rex coming your way. There you go. Congratulations. Now we got the third place winner, Sigosos. He said he wants the Shadow Fruit. Also, bro's rocking the Edgar outfit. What the heck? W pick though, hopefully you enjoy the shadow. There you go. And as for the final winner, he hasn't responded yet, but I'll get to him later. First up, we have God Human Ice CDK Combo. This one's got 100,000 views. Let's just go ahead and dive into it. Let's see what this got. Although I'm not really going to be expecting much since it's an ice combo. God Human CDK Ice. He's going to start off with Ice V. Yep, pretty typical, pretty typical. Ice C, God Human moves. Yep, and then CDK moves in there. Yeah, pretty typical standard ice combo. I can see why this thing only has 100k views because literally everyone knows this combo. All right, we're at the training dummy. Let's see if we can land this first try ourselves. I'd be actually surprised if we miss this. All right, Ice V, boom, spam Ice C, boom, boom, boom. Then we get this. And that worked really well, boys. As you can see right there, I didn't even get a chance to use Ice V, Cursed Kana Z, or X. So that was good that we were able to land it first try in the dummy. Let's see how it works in the public server, though. All right, here we are in a public server. 3 kills each is what I told myself I needed to get before I could move on to the next combo. So 3 kills were up due with Ice. Let's see how we can do this. All right, we got a guy right here. Is he max level? No, he's not. He's saying right now, free bounty. Dog, you're level 1600. Who are you going to give free bounty to? A low level? Definitely ain't going to be no giving no bounty to me. Hold on, let me see. Is this dude right here max level? Oh, this dude right here is. This dude right here is max level. Hold on. Boom. Let me get him. Uh-oh. Why did I do that? Okay, well, I already messed up the combo. I need to kill him with the combo. Let me see. Can I get him still here? Go ahead. Use your CDK. Go to use your CDK. Boom. Get him there. Boom. Oh, and I still got him with the combo, boys. I'm counting that 100%. That's a 1 out of 3. Good game, my boy. Good game. You tried it. Enabling PvP again. You sure you really want to do this, my boy? Are you sure you really want to do this? This ain't gonna end well for you. He said GG. Hey, GG, my boy. Respect. I respect it, but this isn't gonna end well for you, my boy. This is not gonna end well for you. Step out of safe zone. It ain't gonna end well. All right, say less. Boom. Let me get him. Get both of these guys. 2 for the price of 1. Boom, 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 boom. And damn, how did I kill both of them? I thought. Okay, I'll take that. Well, there's not much to say about this ice combo other than it definitely works. Although I'm not gonna lie, an ice combo is a bit bland and unoriginal. Everyone knows about this, but nevertheless, it is a very good one. So we're going with 8, starting off strong. Next short, we have a 500,000 view one, and it's titled Best Shark Killer Kitsune Fruit plus Dragon Talon plus Spiky Trident Cob. I lost my breath there. Golly, such a long title. Let's go ahead and watch though. Looks like he's looking up permanent Kitsune, so this is gonna be a Kitsune combo. Obviously, said it in the title. Ain't like we haven't seen enough of those. Let's look at the stats though. He's running melee, defense, Blox routes, typical. All right, let's see how he starts this off. Kitsune C, Spiky X, Serpent X, Kitsune Z, Dragon Talon X, Dragon Talon Z, Kitsune Z, and 5 M1s, Kitsune X, and Talon C. Damn, that was a really long combo. I'm not gonna lie. That looks tough, but I think we got it. First things first, let me go ahead and go to Haunted Castle and get Dragon Talon. Then we gotta equip Kitsune. There we go. Last but not least, we need Spiky Trident. Let's see how it works in a public server though. Now, since this combo starts off by using Foxfire Disruption, I don't imagine it'll be too difficult to land in public servers. That's the hope, at least. And it looks like we found someone to try it out on right now. Hold on, boys. Hold on. Wait a minute. This dude hacking? He's teleporting? Nah, there's no way this dude's hacking. Either that or he's just lagging really bad. He's shaking his character. No, you ain't trying to 1v1, my boy. You know, I ain't trying to mess around and find out either. You look like you was hacking. Maz was teleporting around. I don't know if I'm trying to find out about that, bro. All right, second server. Anyone here down to fight? Anyone? Oh, we got someone. Boom. Oh my gosh. Okay. I couldn't land the combo. He hit me off rip. I wasn't expecting that. Let me see. Now, what I'm hoping is, since I can just throw out the Foxfire Disruption pretty easily, I should be able to snag him with that, right? Okay. I missed it. Okay. This is gonna be a lot more difficult than I thought, huh? Gonna be a lot more difficult than I initially thought, although I did snipe him with that. Good. All right, so this is not completely dead in the water. I've never really used Dragon Talon like that for PvP. That's my one worry going into this, but I think I got him there. Ooh. Come on. Hit him there. Boom. I didn't land the combo fully, but I kind of scuffed something together, bro. All right. This ends now. Enough of the combo game. We got to play with the Kitsune game. This is embarrassing, boys. I'm just like trying my hardest to land this combo and nothing's working. Hold on. We're going to get it right here. Foxfire Disruption. Boom. Stun him with this. Yep, get him there. You ain't running nowhere, my boy. Come on. Don't do this. You don't want to run away. Trust me. You don't want to run away. Oh my gosh, this guy's so annoying to fight, bro. He keeps running everywhere. There we go. Finally, I got him. That was genuinely tough, boys. This combo is difficult to land. I'm not gonna lie. Still got 2 more kills left to go, though. Let's see. Can I get this dude real quick? Okay, that's one more. Should I even count that? I didn't even do the combo that time. You know what? It doesn't matter. A kill's a kill. We need 1 more. Blox just spawned. Oh my god. You know what? If I was still doing that noob to pro, I would be going after that. But for now, we gotta focus in on this guy over here. I want to land this combo at least once correctly, man. And I'm not gonna give up until I've landed it. Boom.
Oh my god, we mess it up. We mess it up, boys. We mess it up. You know what? It's GG's. It's GG's. It's GG's. Let's end it here. Uh-oh. Never mind. It's not GG's. It's not GG's. It's not GG's. Oh my god. He's about to hit me with the first combo we did, boys. All right. Boom. And that is it right there. You know what? We couldn't land that combo flush at all throughout the public survey run. But I'm going to be honest. This combo is a 6. It's a 6. There are so many better Kitsune combos. I'm going to be honest. Next up, we have our first 1 million view combo, and it's titled Best Sand Combo. This one's got 33,000 likes. Not bad, not bad. And y'all know I'm a fan of sand. So W, whoever sent this one in. Let's see how it goes, though. Let's see how it goes. What's he doing right now? Talking to the Blox gotcha. Is he just equipping sand? This must be old or something. Why did he talk to the Blox gotcha to do that? Okay, let's see the stats. He's running melee, defense, and sword. He's not maxed, so this is, I'm assuming this is an older video, but looks like he's using Curse to Katana though, and Sharkman Karate, and he's got 4 million bounty. Not bad. Not, he's testing his out on a 14 million bounty. Okay, not bad. Goes with the ultimate first. That's weird. Then he goes for Sand Coffin. Okay, then he goes for the Sandstorm. Then he goes for the Sharkman Karate Z, CDK Z, and then honestly, I forgot what else he did there, but looks like a pretty good combo. Oh, W, he typed it in chat below. I think we can manage that. All right, here we go. Let me go ahead and learn Fisherman Karate. Let's see if I can get this thing first try. That'd be W's if I could. Okay, so he did like this. Deep Sand, right? Then he did Sand Coffin. Then he did this. Then he did this. Boom, boom. Then he did these. Then he did this. Okay, and wow, that actually was really effective. I got that first try. I like this combo, bro. That's not bad. This combo is half as good in real combat as it was against that dummy. This may be in my new rotation, but let's see. We got somebody right here. Oh, unfortunate. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, let me get him here. Yep, get him there. Boom. Woo, okay, we actually landed a combo on that guy first try. Too bad we didn't kill him with it because he has Shark V4, but let me hit him with this. Hit him with this. Boom, boom, boom. Come on. Secure this kill. Come on. Boom, boom, boom. Got him. Oh my gosh, we actually got him, boys. We actually got him. Okay, that's the first kill out the way. So far, this is looking nice. So far, it's looking very nice with this combo. Let me see if I can snag it another one. Oh, never mind. We couldn't snag that guy. Uh-oh. What did I just get caught in between? All right, let me see if I can get this guy here. Boom. Come on. Ooh, we got him there. Boom. Get him there. Boom. Where'd he go? I did not land the combo that time whatsoever, but you know what? It's all good. Let me see if I can snag the kill. Where's he at? Oh, there he is. Boom. Come on. Sanguine this kill. Come on over here, bucko. Boom. There we go. Got the kill. I'll take it. We didn't land the combo that time at all. I'm going to be honest. In fact, that was very sloppy, but I'm counting it. We just need one more kill with this. Pirates spotted our coaching castle, though. That is good for us. That means there'll be people here, hopefully. Oh, yep. Already one dude here. All good. Boom. Oh. You want to try jumping me? Back? Boom. Oh, we got him, boys. We got him, boys. Perfect combo. Oh, my gosh. Yo. This dude's done. Get him there. Wow. Okay, I guess we're gonna finish him up with that. But we landed that combo perfectly, boys. Y'all saw that right there? Sheesh, I'll take that. Third kill with Sand. Now, to give this combo a rating, I will say it is kind of bad for teaming. There was a lot of parts that I didn't record that I was just struggling with teamers. Combo itself, though, if you can land it, is nice. I'm gonna give this an 8.5. First high rating of the video. So far, I've liked all the combos you guys have sent me. We haven't had a bad one yet. However, don't be fooled. Just because the next shorts we're gonna be viewing are more viral doesn't necessarily mean they'll be a good combo. For example, this next one here, we have Best Leopard Combo, and this one has 1.8 million views. Let's see what he's got. It looks like this is that older video too, because those are old fruit models. Yeah, this is definitely an older video. Hopefully this combo is still even up to date or valid, but he just ate the leopard. Let's see, what does it look like he's going to be using? Melee, defense, and fruit stats. Okay, pretty typical. Let's see what he's got. Finger revolver, the X, the C. Wait, is he serious? Is this actually the combo? He literally just comboed all 3 leopard moves in each other. That's crazy. But it's up to us to test it and see if it's actually a good combo. I think I got this though, boys. I think I got this. Hopefully we can land this combo first try. Ooh, we're fighting out here for Sea Castle raid. All right. And we got 2 people fighting out here. Okay. Let's see how this works. Okay, I completely did that out of order. Oh my gosh. How did I do the spiky trident pull before the X? He said in chat, another leopard spammer trying to protect his boyfriend. Wow, I don't even know who that is. What do you mean? I just joined. What is you talking about? LOL. I don't even know who this guy is. This is a guy right here. Thing 1. He's a 10 million bounty player. God, human, portal, true triple katan. Hey, I'll fight you, bro. Come on, stop arguing in chat, bro. Are you gonna fight me or not, man? I guess not. He's ignoring me. Let's see if this server will be the one. Uh-oh. I already hear a leopard fighting. Okay, that's not good. That's not good. All right, well, we already have 2 people fighting this server. Interesting. Interesting. How did I just get myself caught into the middle of this? Okay, buddy. Okay, got him. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Ooh, okay, we're caught in the middle of this right now. Smack dead in the center of this, and I don't want to get caught between these two people, especially this guy since he has Cyborg V4. They just went in little portals. Oh, if they jump back out in these portals, I got him. Let me just wait here. Actually, wait, no, that's probably not smart. Yeah, I knew it. They're out here fighting. They're out here fighting. Oh my god. Yo, relax, my boy. Relax. All right. Okay, damn, my health. What the heck is happening to my health? Okay, boom, boom, boom. All right, let me pop V4 just because why not? I haven't had a chance to land the combo yet. Now, don't get me wrong, but I think we can land it right here. Actually, no, chances are I'm probably not going to land that on this guy. I'm going to be honest. I'm just going to keep it a buck. Okay, boom, boom, boom. There we go. Got him. That's one down. All right. I couldn't land the combo there whatsoever. I'm going to be honest. He was kind of just leopard spamming in my face. 2 more kills to go, though. What the hell? How the hell did they get a boat on ship? How did they even do this? We still got 2 more kills to go, though. So far, this leopard combo ain't looking the best. The fact that you got to spam all your moves just to even start the combo is a little bit else. A lot of better ways you can start that. So when the chat said no waits, the real category PvP. Yes, sir. I love when these people do my job for me. I'll be spending like so much time trying to search out for them, but when they search for me, sheesh. 7.3 million. All right, let's go ahead and run it. Let's run it, bro. Let's run it. Matter of fact, if I could beat this guy real quick, I'm just counting that as both kills. He said, do you have ice? I need it to PvP. Nah, bro. You good with what you got right now? You got flame, shark anchor, soul guitar god. You're good, bro. You're good. Oh my god, this man's running a chop build. You gotta be kidding me. I'm literally not even gonna be able to do my combo then if he uses chop. I hate people who actually run chop. It's such a cheese strategy. It's not even like a real play style. All right, whatever. Let's run it. Man wants to run chop. All I could do is just fruit spam then. I hope you know that. All I could do right now, since you decided to run chop, all I could do is literally fruit spam, bro. Get him there. Boom, boom, boom. Oh my god, the lag is actually insane. I ain't gonna lie. He's saying it to my ping. Who are you kidding, bro? You made it worse on me, bro. Literally, my only option now is fruit spam. Since you decided to go chop. Oh my god, we're getting third partied. Okay. This fight is over. As far as I'm concerned, this fight is over. How does man say he need ice and then go chop? Like that makes absolutely no sense. I'm gonna just go ahead and pop V4 since it's just a nonsense fight. Get this guy here. Leopard spam for the win, boys. Leopard spam for the win. Now we just got to deal with this guy right here. GG. Well, that's all 3 kills with Leopard. I'm gonna be honest, we didn't even land the combo a single time flush. Definitely not the best Leopard combo, I would say. In fact, I'm gonna give that a 4 out of 10. There's so many better ways to start a combo than just spamming your abilities. Not to mention that's actually really hard to actually land a combo in the middle of a battle. Next up, we have a 2 million view combo, the first of the video, and it's titled Combo Control and New Avatar. I don't know what they're talking about with that new avatar thing, but let's get to the combo. All right, so the person's activating the room. What happens next? Okay, they use Control C, then what? Looks like, oh, Sharkman Karate. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, that's not a bad combo. That's actually very interesting. I wonder what the stats that they're running on with this is though, but other than that, looks like it could be a good combo. Kind of interesting how for this one, we're going to be using Kombucha instead of Soul Guitar, but let me go ahead and talk to this guy once again. And now we're going to be on Control. I don't know what type of stats he was running. I'm just going to assume melee and Blox roots just because those are the main 2 things. Let's see if I can pull this off first try. I'm what you would call a control connoisseur. Let's see how this goes though. All right, Echo Knife, boom. Okay, then after Echo Knife, we do Great Spear, boom. Okay, boom. Oh, does this actually work? There's no shot that actually works. You could just combo that straight into each other like that? Oh my gosh. That is crazy. That wasn't a one-shot though. Oh, I was supposed to throw the Pressure Vortex before the Gamma Rush. That's not a bad combo either too, and it's super easy to pull off. I gotta say, I'm a fan. Also, we got 2 random people I've never met in the private server, so you know what that means. We got some people to test out the combo on. Where are you 2 at? Come to mansion so we can do a quick 1v1. All right, we got the first dude, Romber69. He's using God Human Mammoth Spiky Trident. This dude's using God Human Buddha Cursed Katana. All good. I don't care who's coming up, just someone come up next. This guy right here with the Buddha. All right, go ahead, go. Let's run it. This ain't gonna be a one-shot, I'm gonna be honest. Just not against this guy. All good though. Wait, am I getting 2v1? I said 1v1, bro. 1v1, dog. What is you? This ain't no free-for-all, bro. Relax. I guess the Mammoth is starting, bro. The Mammoth is starting. Say less. Let's get it. Let me go over there. Boom. Let's get him. Alrighty. Boom. Gracie Spear. Boom. All right. Get him with this. I forgot again. Pressure Vortex. That's all I had to do, and I would have been a one-shot, I believe. Yeah, that would have been a one-shot with Pressure Vortex. Okay. All good. Boom. Let me undo this. Boom. Gracie Spear. Boom. Get him with this. Levitate. Sheesh. GG. Killed him with the rock. All right. This combo's nice. It's not bad. All right. Echo Knife. Got him. Can't escape me with that big hitbox. Boom. Hit him with this. Boom, boom, boom. Hit him with this. Sheesh. Oh my gosh, bro just had to take all that. Bro just had to take all that damage. Sheesh. Since he's a Buddha though, that's not really gonna be doing much. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna have to do this combo like twice over just to even take care of this man's, bro. I'm gonna be honest. No worries though, no worries though. We prepared for this, we prepared for this. Boom. Let's get him with this. There we go. Get him with that. Hack him up with the Gamma Rush. Regen my health and energy while we're at it. Boom, boom. There we go. Fish him off with this. Last but not least, GG. I'll take it. I'll take it. Yep, got him there. Okay, now I go in with this. Boom, boom. Here we go like this. Boom, boom. Oh my gosh, I messed up the combo. I just started pressing random buttons. He's already on the half though. No worries, no worries. Okay, okay, okay. Echo knife. What? What? Oh my gosh, yo. That is actually insane. That is insane right there. That is insane. Oh my god. What? He's just pressing random buttons, bro. He's just working. Where you going, bro? Where you going? Come here. Come here. Boom. You're gonna have to hold this. You're gonna have to hold this, my boy. You're gonna have to hold that just because you tried to run like that. You're gonna have to hold this Gamma Rush, bro. Hold that. You know, that actually wasn't a half bad combo. I think this is our best one thus far. I'm giving this one a 9, a straight 9. Let me know what y'all thought about the control one, but we have 5 ones left, each more viral than the last. Next short, dough users are easy. This one's our 3.5 million view short, the first one of the video. And you know what? Just by the title, I can guess this is either gonna be a ice video or maybe a portal one. Let's go ahead and watch. Looks like right now he's getting packed up by a dough. Typical, you know what I'm saying? Is a dough using superhuman? What the heck? Never seen a dough use superhuman. That's kind of weird, but yep, he's catching the basic dough combo. Oh yeah, he is using ice. Yep, I figured. Okay, he uses ice V, ice C, ice Z, ice X, got human moves, and that is it. Wow. This video here got 3.5 million views and 134,000 likes. This is like the most basic of basic ice combos. At least the other one earlier in the video was like special or like more special, I guess. This one is just, actually, I think this is the same one as the first one. All right, well, we already know the combo for this. Let's make this one quick. Okay, first guy here. Where you think you're going, huh? Where you think you're going, huh? Come on, sit, touch the ground, touch the ground, touch the ground, touch the ground. Nope, you ain't going nowhere. Let's go surge. There we go, first one down. Next person here, let me see. Got him there. Boom, boom. Next person down. Easy peasy. One more left. And he's enabling his PvP once again. Are you sure you want to do that, bro? Are you sure you want to do that? All right, say less. You made your decision. You made your decision, my boy. Absolute zero. Boom. Got him there. Okay, get him with this. Get him with this. Got him there. Easy kill. I gave the first ice combo an 8 out of 10, but considering we already had one of them in the video, I'm gonna give that one a 7. 4 million views. The next one is titled Best Spider Combo. It's by Lalueo. I'm pretty sure this is like one of the most popular combo video guys that does shorts. All right, so he's eating the spider fruit right now. I think that's the older model. Hopefully the combo is still valid though. Should be. He's using Spiky Trident. All right, a lot of these fruits use Spiky Trident. I'm assuming he's getting God Human right now, which is good because we just switched back to God Human. All right, let's see what you cooked up. Melee defense Blox fruit. Typical. All right. X uses Spiky Trident pull. Uses Z. Got human moves. Oh, okay. That's an interesting spider combo right there. Looks like it's a one-shot 2 completely. And you can extend it with the C if they survive. Me personally, that's not how I do my spider combos whenever I'm using that fruit. But it's time to test out and see if this is a valid combo. And actually, you know what? We got a brand new person here named Myth. Yo, Myth 1v1. He said, really? Yeah, bro. I'm asking you 1v1, man. He's using Kitsune right now. Even if he isn't good at PvP, the fact that he's using Kitsune, if I could beat him while he's using Kitsune, I would say this is a good combo. All right, let's run the friendly 1v1. 3, 2, 1, and go. Let's see how this runs, boys. Let's see how this flies. All right, let me do it like this. Okay, never mind. I didn't hit that. Okay, I didn't hit that either. All right, let me just see if I can just land something. Oh my God, we're getting cooked. We're getting cooked. All right, realistically, there's plenty of different ways I can start the combo. Kind of just need to do something. Oh my God, he interrupted me with that. The damn Foxfire Disruption, bro. That moves so easy. Oh my God, I'm actually getting cooked. I'm literally just getting cooked just by him spamming. Oh my, yo. Okay, this needs to stop now. This needs to stop now. Okay, hold on. Let me do this. Just gonna have to improvise a little bit. Boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We still pulled it together. Bro. I thought of like an improvisation combo just on the spot right there. That's crazy. All right. So far, this combo looks pretty good. He's asking, can I do it again? Say less. It's perfect. That's one more. If we can do it 2 more times, then we can hop off this fruit. And Kaido in chat's asking, can I get a rematch? I'll say less. We already got all 3 matches here. If I can get 3 W's here, we're good. First match was very sloppy. Let's see if I do any better this time. All right. Let's see. All right. Boom. Let's get him with this. Boom. Oh my, what? I don't even know what just happened there. What did I just get flung by? Okay, got him there. Oh, okay. We're good with the improvisions. We can improvise combos on the spot. What I want to try to do is I want to try to land the combo. Snipe him here. Yep, get him there. Boom. Hit him with this. Last but not least, thermal laceration. Okay, never mind. I gotta stop playing games. Let me just finish them. So prison. Boom, and GG. Okay, we managed to land semi-versions of the combo twice. The one thing I do like about this build, though, is it has versatility. If I can't land the combo the exact way they wanted me to, I have 3 other routes to do it. All right, Kaido, let me test the combo out on you. I was able to beat the Kitsune user twice. Now let me see if I can beat a Buddha spammer. Yep, should be pretty easy. Nothing really to it. All right. Hit him here. Yep, pretty simple stuff. And the soft with the overheated sniper. That actually does really good damage on a Buddha. That's actually surprising. Hold on, boys. Hold on. This is insane. The amount of damage I'm doing to this Buddha right now is crazy. That damage reduction ain't doing nothing to this. All right, Silk Prison. Boom. Last kill here. You're done, bucko. You're done. Pack them up. It's not surprising how this is the 4 million view combo, and spiders are more underrated fruit as it is. So you know what? I'm giving this a 9 out of 10. This is one of my favorite ones of the video. Next up, we have a 5 million view short by Variety J. The best dough only combo in Blox fruits. All right, let's see what he's got to say. Okay, piercing clothesline. Okay, dough fish fruits laid. So this is literally just the base dough only combo, I guess. Surprised that was the 5 million view one. I mean, that wasn't even like a intricate or advanced dough combo. That's just the basic just dough moves. That said, I don't imagine we'll run into any struggle that would cause us to lose. Let's make this quick. Got a Buddha right here. Let's make quick work of this, man's. Piercing clothesline. Boom. All right. Okay, missile jab. Get both of these mans. Here we go. Boom. 2 for the price of 1. 1 down. Next one here. 1 more to go. Here we go. Last person here. Alrighty. Let's see. Okay. There we go. Not really much to say about this dough combo. It wasn't really much of a dough combo. It was just spamming dough abilities. I'm going to give this a 2 because it's not even close to being the best dough combo. Now, that last one wasn't that good, but trust me, this next one will deliver. 10 million views short. We have best Quake Combo on Blox fruits, also by Laluio. Let's see what you got. This looks like it's also an older video. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me just check. How old is this video? Came out in 2022. Damn, this thing's old. Hopefully, this combo is valid, bro. I have no idea at this point. It looks like he's using WinterKloudz, and he's using fruit and obviously melee stats. What the heck? This combo looks crazy. This combo looks crazy, bro. This combo looked crazy. That is insane. Looks like it should still be valid by how it looked, but I do not use E-Claw, so this is going to be interesting. All right, let's go ahead and learn WinterKloudz for the first time of the video. Haven't used this fighting style in months, bro. This is going to be crazy. Last but not least, I think we need Yama. All right, there we go. All right, let's try this out. First time's the charm. Boom, boom. Boom. Okay, then we do this. Boom, boom, boom. Then we do this. And that should be the full one-shot combo right there, right? 21,581. That's so close to being a one-shot combo. Considering it almost one-shot of the train demi, though, that's going to work on like 99% of players in public service. So that's not very hard to pull off either. This may be fun. A 6.5 and a 3.9 million body player just joined. That should be a good test of strength. Looks like a whole war zone going on out here. That's what I like to see. Hold on. Let me wait for my cooldowns, though, while we're at it. Let me just let these boys kill each other a little bit. Let me wait for my cooldown. Can't even do the combo without Quake. All right, here we go, boys. Here we go. Okay, let me jump in. It's about time for me to jump in. Boom, boom. Let me use this. Boom, boom. Okay, let me suck somebody in. Oh my god, that came out so bad. I said suck somebody in. What the heck? What am I talking about, bro? I meant like pull somebody in with the Fatal Demolisher. Okay. Got someone there. Okay, I don't know who I got there. Don't even know what's happening. Don't even know what's happening right now, bro. What the heck? I killed somebody? I don't even know what's happening. Boom. Got him there. Okay. Boom. Boom. Fatal Demolisher. Let me see if I can get this guy. Okay. Oh my god. I just got stunned once and then I'm just dead. That's crazy. Okay. Get him there. Where you going? No. Get back in here. Nah, I couldn't finish the combo that time. Okay, you know what? I still did most of the combo pretty good, I would say. So I'm taking it. Let me back up. Yep. Bait him to do that. Okay. Get closer. Boom, boom. Air Crusher. Fatal Demolisher. Okay, that didn't work. That didn't do anything. Uh-oh. Let me chill. Catch it. Okay. Only one option I could do left. There we go. GG. I'm taking that. 3rd kill out the way. I'm going to give this a 10 out of 10. This is my combo of the video, boys. Favorite combo of the video. I don't know if y'all are going to agree with that or not, but I personally think this is fire. And now for this next combo, it's time for me to switch over to Portal. And on top of me going to Portal, we're also going to Second C, boys. Now, some of you may know what this means, but let's go ahead and get to this last video. This next short is the highest viewed and most viral short I could find on the face of Blox fruits platform. Uza thinking he's invincible when being level 9 billion. Portal user killing level 9 1.9 billion Uzat. This short has 15.5 million views, and it is the admin killer combo. Let's watch this greatness unfold. Now, to do the admin killer combo, all you need is portal, and then you need hollow sight. You teleport him to the lava, and then you just hit him with the hollow sight into the lava, bro. It's insane. So yeah, you guys can see the clip right there. Man's killing Uzat. Mans thought he was invincible at level 9 billion, but got humbled. And now your boy Clouds, for the final combo of this video, is about to take up that mantle and troll some noobs. And honestly, it's kind of scary how easy it is to do the admin killer combo, boys. Let me show y'all real quick. So you gotta have portal, you gotta have hollow sight, then that's pretty much it, to be honest. Matter of fact, let me see. You got your PvP active, my boy? Big mistake. Big mistake. Big mistake. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go in there. Go in there. Go in there. GG. GG. You guys see that? Easy 11k bounty, bro. He didn't even do anything. All he did was just walk into the portal, and I death cycloned him in there, so it forced him in the lava, and he's dead. That's all there is to the combo, boys. That's all there is to the combo. Enabling PvP once again. Are you sure you want to do that, bro? Are you sure you want to do it? All right, say less. Say less. Let's get him. Let's get him twice. Let's get him twice. Go in there. Go in there. Go in there. Go in there. He's not gonna go in there. He ain't gonna fall for it twice. I respect it. I respect it. Oh, wait. He did go in there. What the heck? Bro got a death wish or something. Look at that. He's already almost dead. Come over here, then. Let me show y'all how to do it. Boom. Hit him like these. Hit him like these. Lava. Oh, I teleported him to the wrong place. Oh, this is one of those gone wrong moments. This is one of those gone wrong moments, boys. I swear I clicked on lava. How did it teleport him here? Okay, hold on. You ain't going nowhere. You ain't going nowhere. Minor difficulties. Get him there. Second time's the charm. Second time's the charm. Oh, that never gets old, bro. That never gets old using the admin killer combo. All right, let's find one more person to do this on. All right, brand new server. Anyone here down to 1v1? Anyone, bro. Anyone. It really doesn't matter who. You could be 30 million or not. I'm about to back you up. Ooh, wait. Is this a chop user? No, that's not good. That's not good. We can't face chop users. Uh-oh. Okay, hold on. Maybe this could still work. Hold on. I don't think it could work because my moves can't hit him. If he's a chop, my moves won't work. Okay. This is bad, boys. This is bad. Let me see. Will it still stun him, though? If it can still stun him, then maybe it can still work. Yeah. I think we may have lost this, boys. Maybe wraps. Yeah, it doesn't work. I tried to teleport him and throw him in the lava. Sword move doesn't go through because he's chopped. We can't do it on this guy then. All right, obviously that didn't work on a chop user, but now that I have hop servers, let's see if it works on somebody else. Let's see. Maybe this guy, for example. Would it work on this guy? Yep. Oh my god. I literally just yoinked that man. I literally just kidnapped that man, bro. I know you were coping right now, bro. He was at 4 million. Now he's at 3.9. Wait, he's just saying hi. Hey there, man. Hey there. I'm sorry what I just did to you, bro. I'm sorry I just did that to you. Oh my god, that cracks me up every time doing that to people. But I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna have to give this a low rating. I'm gonna give this a 5. Why? 2 reasons. One, it's not really a combo. You're kind of just using one move, teleporting them to lava, and then the lava does the damage. And 2, this combo is 100% reliant on the fact that you're in second C. If you're not in second C, you literally can't do the combo. For our first combo, this one is posted by Ferd999. It's titled the best dragon combo in Blox region. All right, let's see it. She's running God Human, Spiky Trident. Okay, we start off God Human C, Spiky Trident, God Human X, straight into the Infernal Pincer, slam down, straight to Scorching Downfall, and finish it off with Heat Wave Cannon. That looks pretty deadly. Let me go ahead and test this out before we go on public service. All right, God Human C. Okay, pull in, boom, go like this. Straight into the sea. Ooh, that works pretty dang good. Okay, that's a nice combo. Starting off strong with this one. Okay, Fur, I see you. All right, now it's time to find out how good this is against a real player. Just joined the server, and all we got is 2.5 million bounties in this server, man. So I guess this is what we got to deal with. All right, we got a guy right here coming up. All right, let's go ahead and see what this is all about. First combo right here. Let's see. Oh my god, I can't believe I just missed that. How did I miss that, bro? Let me get this guy in combat. Let me lock this guy in combat, bro. All right, we're in combat right now. He just hit me with a damn... I don't even know what he hit me with. I think that was the new talent lighter. All right, boom. How did I miss that, bro? How did I miss that flying trident pull? Oh my god, my aim just must be dead right now, bro, because I should have been able to pull that thing. All right, this is gonna be such an awkward fight because we're literally fighting on the island right now. Well, I'm not gonna be able to land the combo on this guy. I'll tell you that much right now. I'm definitely not gonna be able to land the combo on this guy because, well, he's just air camping, spamming, running around. Like this is actually gonna be genuinely tough to land this. But let me see if I can land at least some part of it. Okay. Boom, got him here. Boom, come on. And we actually managed to kill him with part of the combo. I'll take that. 11,428 honor, but we need to find someone to actually fight with. He said in chat, I'm reporting. But reporting for what, bro? Reporting because I packed you up? All right, bro. You can't be coping that hard, bro. It ain't that deep. I just joined another server, and this is what I'm dealing with here, boys. This is what Blox has become. Little by little, each update is becoming more and more unplayable. Pirates are raiding the castle on the sea. Perfect. I'll be able to get someone there. The moment they take their attention off me and start farming the pirates, I'm gonna pack them up. Oh, hell nah. Ain't no way I'm about to fight a full transformed dragon, dog. No, sir. I'm good. All right, his form ran out. Bet. Now's my time. All right, let's get it here. Boom. Oh my god. Oh my god. Wait, he's a dragon 2. He's a dragon 2. Nope. You gotta know. How is he like moving as I'm hitting him with this, bro? I don't even know what's happening, bro. Why am I getting into such awkward fights, bro, where people just don't want to fight? Hold on. Let me at least get that bounty. Well, that's 2 fights right there where I couldn't land the combo because they're just running around in buildings or just in the air. But you know what they say, boys? 3rd time's the charm. We're gonna land it this time. Ooh, someone's already about to fight me here. Okay. Let's do it. Matter of fact, let me start the combo off a little different. Okay, boom. Okay. Boom. Ooh, he's almost dead. Oh, you want to go V4? You want to go V4, huh? You want to go V4? Okay. Go over here. Oh, is he running? Oh, no, he teleported that way. Okay, he actually tricked me up there. Boom, get him here. Boom, GG. 18,200 honor. Wait, that was a 11.9 mil. Okay. That combo actually works pretty good. Hold on, let me hit this guy with it. No. Where do you think you're going, bro? Where do you think you're going, bro? Oh, my God. Why do they always run in portals? Man? Oh, my God. Is this guy actually kind of trying to pack me up? Oh, my God. Hold on. Right over here. Boom. GG. That's what you get for trying to fight in buildings, bro. GG. You got packed. The 11.9 million I just packed up said, yo, PvP again. Oh, I'd be down to PvP again, bro. Let's get it. 3, 2, 1, go. Boom. Okay. Boom. Okay, we landed the combo. All right, get him here. GG. And that is a one-shot combo on a 12 million bounty player. You know what, bro? With that, I'd say Fur, your combo gets a 9 out of 10, bro. This is really fire. The only issue with your combo is that right after you use God Human C, the Spiky Trident is literally cannibal, so it's not a 100% true combo, but it is fire. Probably one of the better ones with Dragon 2. Now, this next combo we're going to be using is one that my boy Mirage came up with while he was practicing with me, and it's going to be using Sanguine Art and Midnight Blade. It's going to go something like this. Devour of Worlds, Midnight Blade Z, okay, Midnight Blade X, Dragon X, boom, Scorching Downfall, boom, and boom. Now, that last part got caught on the wall right here, but what you're going to do is you're going to use Scarlet Surge straight into Heat Wave Cannon, and I think it should make up for a decent combo. Back in public service, boys. Let's see how this works on a real player. Got a guy named Epic right here. He said he's down to 1v1. Now, the build Epic's using is Dragon Talon, Dragon, Spiky Trident, and Soul Guitars. That's a pretty deadly build. Almost the same as mine. All right, Epic over here is ready. Let's count down 3, 2, 1, and go. Let's run it. I have a feeling I'm gonna get server jumped right now, bro. I just have a feeling. All right, let me get him like this. Boom. Okay. Boom. Ooh, got him here. All right, so far the combo's landing good, but he interrupted due to Cyborg V3. But he's around under half health right now, so combo looks pretty good. Okay. Ooh, he actually landed it. Oh my God, somebody just interrupted. All right, let's just go ahead and finish this off. GG. All right, well, I managed to kill him, but this random just interrupted, bro. I don't understand why. Like, I don't understand why he just decided to interrupt that, bro. GG, though. Anyways, Epic, GG. Let me go find somebody else to test this out on. Me and Epic are about to run that back real quick, except this time in friendlies. That way, nobody can interrupt. Let's get it. All right, Epic. He typed in the chat. He thinks he can win this 1v1 if he doesn't get interrupted. So let's put that to the test. All right, boom. Okay, about to land my combo. Boom. Oh, never mind. I wasn't able to land my combo. All right, kind of messed that up. Let's reset it. Boom. There we go. Slam him down, and GG. Match over. Good game, my boy. One more friendly 1v1 against this guy right here. I don't even know what build. Oh, he's running ice. All right. Let me try to land this. Oh, I missed that. All right. Okay, get this here. Bloodbane Drain. Boom. Okay. Get him here. He was able to Ken trick the part that I needed to land, which was the Infernal Pincer. So I would say so far I'm seeing this combo isn't as consistent as the God Human one. I was able to land it majority time. This one looks like it's more Kennable, but I guess we're about to find out. Okay. All right, got him here. Boom. GG. Okay, so still pretty decent, just not as consistent because it looks like there's gaps to Ken trick out of the Midnight Blade. So for this combo, I'm gonna give this one probably like a 7.5 out of 10. Moving up to one-shot combo number 3. This is by a YouTuber named L. Allison, and the combo goes Dragon C, Spiky X, Dragon Talon X, Dragon Talon Z, Dragon Z. Let's see how this actually looks. Okay, Dragon C. Okay, pull him in, use the Dragon X, Ember Annihilation, straight into Dragon Z, straight into Dragon Z. Okay, that's not bad. Looks pretty solid. Pretty saucy as well. All right, let me go ahead and re-get Dragon Talon. And now we're ready. Now, the combo looked really fire in the clip, but we're about to find out just how good this combo really is. All right, let's pull him in. Boom. All right, boom. boom. Ooh, damn, we missed that part. We missed that part. Okay, that's actually a little tough to land. The Ember Annihilation straight into Talon Lighter. That one's a little tough to land, I'm not gonna lie. Also, I am just fighting a spamming mammoth right now, so I don't really know what to think of this, to be honest. Yeah, you know what? This is just cooked. I'm not gonna be able to land this combo on this man. I'm really not. All right, boom, boom. Let's light him like this. At this point, I'm just getting the kill just to get the kill, bro. Because there's no way I'm actually gonna be able to combo this mammoth, bro, with him spamming like that. So I'll take that 6,890 honor, and now let's go fight somebody real. There's 11.1 million bounty player. I'd like to try this out on him. God Human, Portal, Dark Blade, Slogathar. Okay, that's doable. That's doable. 1v1, my boy. 1v1. Oh, he's actually stepping out of safe zone. Finally. All right, we got ourselves a 1v1. Let's run it. Let's run it. All right, our fight's about to start right now. Looks like. Okay. Let me hit him with this. Ooh, nice little portal V. Okay, so he was managed to get out of my combo. So since I use my cooldowns, might as well just get some chip damage here and there. All right, boom. Get some damage with that. 2,900. Not bad, not bad. Now, got my cooldowns off. Okay, that. All right, cool. I'm whittling them down. And now, when I get my cooldown, my Scorching Downfall off cooldown, about to be wraps. Switch. Watch this. Got him here. Boom. Okay, you know what? Ooh, that combo actually worked. 18,200 honor from that. That actually worked, boys. All right. KL Allison, your combo just allowed me to pack up this high bounty player. If I remember correctly, someone else in the server said they'd be down to fight. Yep, this guy named EXP, he said I'd be down 2 clouds. All right, bet. There he is right there. 3, 2, 1, go. Let's run it. All right, this time. Ooh, he actually pulled me from there? Okay, this guy's running Gravity Cane. All right. I see your game. All right. Okay, he nice avoid. I'm gonna be honest, I do like this combo, but despite that, I don't really like using Dragon Talon, bro. I just don't use it. Kind of want to get off this after this fight right here. Okay, boom. Okay, oh, I missed the Talon Liner that time. Is that not as consistent? Only one way to find out. We'll try to do it again. I just comboed him out of his combo, bro. All right, GG. This combo's pretty decent. Bro. This falls into the similar thing as the Sanguine one. After you do Scorching Downfall, the Ember Annihilation and Talon Lighter is kennable, unless, of course, you pair it together with Cyborg V3. So I'm also going to give this one like a 7.5 out of 10. So far, the most consistent and best one of the video has been Fur 999s, man. And that was the one I liked the most myself. Moving up to combo number 4, this is actually a clip sent by Wenshima. This one was with CDK Godhuman. You got my attention, man. CDK is one of my main weapons. Let's see how this starts off. Okay, Dragon C. All right. CDKZ. Godhuman X. Godhuman Z. I like what I'm seeing. Okay. That looks fire. And you know what? This one I'll need no practice trying to land, bro. I'm very familiar with CDK. I think I can land this first try. Let me see if I can. I'm in a public server right now. Looks like we're about to fight a Kitsune user. Okay. Ooh, nice. Nice avoiding. That was actually really nice. I don't even understand how they got out of my Scorching Downfall, though. They were literally right in the middle of it. I'm telling y'all, boys, base Dragon is not as good as people think it is. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me go hybrid. This is something I haven't done this video. Hybrid form. Let's see how hybrid form is. Haven't really used it. All right. Oh my god. Yo. That's crazy. We just defeated a 5 million bounty player with ease. That is insane, bro. That is insane. Hold on. Let me try to do this again. Another guy right here. Okay. Boom. All right, got him in moves. Going like this. Boom. Ooh, we basically almost just one-shotted him. Hold on. Heaven and Earth. GG. That's another player down, bro. Ooh, I like this one, boys. I think I may have found my combo with Dragon, bro. I don't know if that was the hybrid form or just the combo itself, bro, but that is kind of crazy. Kitsune user wants to run her back one more time. Let's find out. Ooh, nice little avoiding. Guys got pretty good movement, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is the one thing with Dragon. You can low-key kind of spam or do combos depending on how you're feeling, bro. All right, no worries. Okay, boom. We don't even really need the combo, bro. I can kind of piece together half the combo, and it's good just like that. Oh, he's gonna go up to the air. Yep. Let me go in base, because I feel like my hitbox is a lot bigger right now, bro. Get him right here. Boom. Get him right here. Yep. That's what I mean right there, boys. You can kind of piece together the combo. Oh my god, no way this guy was waiting here. Ooh. This guy's actually kind of beat me. No worries. Boom. What? Okay. Now I'm getting jumped. Now I'm just getting jumped. Please, let me be. It's time to go big form Dragon, bro. I went from being able to combo just for this becoming a damn war zone, bro. So you know what? No more Mr. Nice Guy. How am I dying? Okay, bro. I don't even know what the heck just happened there. Annoyance aside. I must say this combo is pretty consistent. I like this even more than the Fur 999 one. How true it is, no clue. But I knew it felt natural in my hands, so I'm gonna give this a 9.5 out of 10. Highest rated in the video so far. Now this next combo is actually something that me and my boy Sheener thought of in a private server, and it's the classic E-Claw Yama combo. Now the combo itself is gonna go something like this. Thunderclap and Flash, look up Electric Rampage, look down Yama, Soul Guitar, boom, use this, Scorching Downfall, and straight into Heat Wave Cannon. Now this combo here is probably going to be the most technical and difficult to land just because of the timing with E-Claw into Yama. But if we can land that, I think it should be able to one-shot somebody. We're in second seed service for the first time in the video, by the way. My favorite stomping grounds. We got a Kitsune user right here. Down to 1v1, bro? You down to 1v1-0? Dragon Talon, Kitsune, Spiky Trident. Let me say, I'll give a dragon if you win. You say real? Yes, bro. Yes, I will give you a dragon if you win. I literally have a physical version right here. Both east and west. He said, I ain't gonna be able to, but I'll try. Hey, man, that's all you can do, bro. At the end of the day, just give it a try. Boom, boom. Ooh, ooh. Wait, where am I portal? I literally forgot to switch over to dragon, bro. That's crazy. I'm actually a bum. All right, well, this time we're gonna redo it, and I'm not gonna forget to switch this time. I know bro's farming his tails right now. Bro. Like, come on now, bro. Come on. All right, let's get it. Let's get it. Ooh, I missed the damn Thunderclap and Flash. That's how my combo starts. Ooh, ooh, wee. Okay, okay. Ooh, he's doing a lot of damage. Got my Thunderclap and Flash back. All right, let's see. Why did I do that? I just wasted all my abilities, bro. See, this is what I meant earlier when I said this is gonna be the most technical of them all, but we're gonna still try. All right, let's let off a bit. Let me go like this. Move out the way. Boom, boom. Oh, bro, why do I keep missing that? What I need to do is I need to land him in a stun. That way it could help me out because I'm actual garbage at WinterKloudz. So you know what? Okay, got him there. Boom, boom, slam him down, straight into the Scorching Downfall. GG, bro, GG. Hey, good game, man, good game. You actually almost beat me with the Kitsune spam, man. We're gonna give this one more try with this build just so we can see how consistent it is. So far, it looks like it's pretty good. Am I about to get server jumped? 1, 2, 3. All right, hold on. It looks like it is about to be all server jump, bro. Okay, hold on. If that's how it's gonna be, then we'll do it like this. Okay, got him here. Ooh, the combo's working. Oh, he's literally almost dead. I'm not gonna lie, this combo needs a Cyborg V3. Otherwise, it's not really gonna one-shot anybody, bro. But as it is right now, it is pretty decent. You're gonna have to land it twice or land a few chip damage, then do the combo in order for it to fully one-shot. Boom, boom, GG's. I'll take that 11,355 honor. Overall, very fire combo, man. If you like WinterKloudz, go for this. I'm gonna give this an 8 out of 10. This is pretty consistent. Only issue is air campers completely will neutralize this build, I will say. But with that, we have only 2 more combos left to test in the video. For our next one, it's by the same guy from earlier that had the CDK combo, Wenshima. But for this one, we're doing Shark Anchor instead of CDK. So it's gonna be Dragon C. It looks like Shark Anchor X, God Human X, God Human Z, God Human C, Infernal Pincer, and straight into Heat Wave Cannon. Looks like it's the exact same combo as the CDK variant. I don't know how consistent this one will land compared to CDK. CDK one looked pretty solid. Only one way to find out though, boys. Only one way to find out. All right, get my God Human right here. Now we're ready. I think we got a target spotted right here. You know what? He's farming NPCs right now, but it's all good. Let me go ahead and get my combo. Boom. Ooh, I missed the Infernal Pincer. Where'd he go? Oh, did he teleport? Oh, hold on. What? Did he go into a portal? I have no idea what just happened to that man. Another guy down here, and he's Buddha, but you know what? I ain't scared of no Buddha. Let's get it. Was good. Rian Pin was good. You're about to have a rude awakening, my boy. Uh-oh. Yep, no comboing, no Buddha. You know what? At this point, I'm gonna kill this guy as a statement, not for the combos. This guy's a 7 million body player, so let's see how he fights. Don't run now. He's saying help. He's screaming help. Nah, ain't no way you're screaming for help as a 7 million body player. Boom. Boom. He's calling me a noob. Says you, bro. All right, let's finish this off. Scorching Downfall. Boom. Boom. Get him here. Ooh, wee. One more hit. Scorching Downfall. Yep. GG's. 15,891 honor. We weren't able to land the actual combo a single time, but I'm not gonna lie. I think Shark Anchor does pair well with Dragon. Oh, looks like he's calling his fans. Someone's saying, but where is he? He's telling me Hydra Island. All right. I'll fight them all. Matter of fact, let me just go hybrid form. Okay, we got another guy coming right here. All right, bro. Run it. Okay, boom. Got this guy right here. Now we can land the combo. Boom. Oh, he pulled me into the portal, but I killed him just before he did. All right. So we killed that guy. Now we got to worry about this guy. Okay. Yep, that's not even a true combo. I don't know what bro's thinking. Nope, I'm coming in there. I'm coming in there with you, bro. Boom. Bro thought he was safe. GG. What the heck just happened, bro? Oh my God, dog. This is insane. One more time. Boom. Boom. Ooh, this is good. Oh, I actually aimed the Infernal Pincer up too much. So far, the combo looks like it does work. Typhoon Toss. Boom. Boom, and GG. That's very nice. That's very good. He's asking again in chat. Yo, bro, I just absolutely Swiss cheesed you. You sure you want to go again, bro? Here he is here. Here he is here. Let's go ahead and Swiss cheese him again, bro. Missed the combo. Missed the combo. All good because this build is so dominant and strong. Like, I don't even think I need to land a combo, bro. I don't even think I need to land a combo. My Scorcher downfall's almost off his cooldown. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna bait him to go down. Bait him to go down. Boom. Hit him like this. Boom. About to land the combo fully now. All right. Get him here. Boom. 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 GG. Ooh, that was crazy. That guy got Swiss cheesed, bro. That guy got Swiss cheesed. Oh my god. Yo, the shark anchor with the dragon. I think this one might be one of my favorites, bro. This may be one of my favorites. Actually, I take that back. I like the CDK one more. But this is going to get the same ranking as the CDK one. 9.5 out of 10. Now for our final combo, which was uploaded by a YouTuber named Drake_V2. This one's actually going to be using Sharkman karate fighting style. And this is what the combo looks like here. We got Dragon C. Okay. Then we do Spiky X, Sharkman X, Sharkman Z, Dragon X looks like, Sharkman C, and Dragon Z. That's actually looks like it's pretty good. Although I'm gonna be honest, I don't really ever use Sharkman Karate, so I will 100% have to practice for this one. All right, we got some NPCs here. Let me go ahead and practice it. Scorching Downfall. Boom. Ah, okay, I literally missed first try. All right, take two. Boom. Okay, boom, boom, boom. We do this. Then we do this. Oh, the NPC despawned. Okay, that sucks. But looks like the combo itself can work. It's just whenever you use Infernal Pincer, it kind of flings the NPC either in front of you or behind you. That we do have to pay attention to. All right, another public server. And we actually got a 4.1 million body player in this one. Let's see if we can sneak up on him. I believe he's fighting this boss right here. Hold on. You know what? Let me go ahead and defeat him. Yep. Get him here. Boom. Ooh, what the heck? All right. Get him here. Boom. All right, we landed some of the combo, but he's already kind of low, so let me do this the correct way. Why is it lagging so bad, bro? Why is it lagging so bad? All right, he activated V4. Oh my god. All right. Boom, boom. Oh, the combo's actually pretty good. Ooh, okay. We actually landed the combo somehow. We got an 8 million bounty player in this one. Oh, hold on. All right. Whoa. Huh? He lit. Okay. I guess he could just walk through my moves like they're not even there, bro. The ping in this server gotta be different. What the heck is even happening? I don't even know what the heck is happening, boys. Oh, nah. This is different lag. Y'all saw that? Y'all saw he just teleporting, bro? I'm not fighting this man, bro. Hey, we may not have been able to beat that man in that lag, but we did pack up the other V4 dude without even needing to use it. So I'm not gonna lie, I think this is probably one of the worst ones of the video. Sharkman Karate is just really tough to use in a lot of scenarios, especially if there's lag. So I'm gonna give this one just 6 out of 10. Talk to an NPC and give him 1,000 belly to get it. And obviously just looking at the sword, how it looks pretty mid. I mean, apart from the fact that I have lightning coming from it, that's my blessing, it doesn't look that appealing. We do get 2 moves with this sword, just like any other weapon, called Quiet Rush and Air Slash. And if we look at the abilities, you guys can see the damage is not good. Only 1,746 with max stats is very mid. And let me just say, the second ability is no better. Air Slash, very mid. And I'm gonna be honest, me personally, I don't think there's anything cool about this, and definitely doesn't provide any utility for PvP or combos. Matter of fact, I wouldn't even grind with this, to be honest. So for sword number 1, Katana, we're gonna be putting this in straight Dookie tier. And this is also gonna apply for the Cutlass, because even though the Cutlass has a different outward appearance, the moves are exactly the same. Quiet Rush and Air Slash. If we look at how they look, it's basically copy paste. So Cutlass automatically already goes to Dookie as well. And I'm not gonna lie, if any of y'all are arguing with me on that, you're just rage baiting at that point. But what about dual Katana? I mean, this is 2 times the amount of sword as regular Katana, so it's gotta be better, right? This one does look a lot saucier. I mean, we have dual sword style, and we do get different moves called Whirlwind and Tornado. But when we actually look closer at the abilities, we can see it's not very good. While the damage is higher, because I have Burn Blessing on here, the range and utility is not that good. Look at this. Low range, it only went barely in front of me, and as for the second ability, Tornado, even less range. With the Tornado ability, they have to stand within a circle radius of you to even hit. I mean, even this guy right here can't even be hit from there, making this have 0 combo potential on top of the damage being mid. But I will say the moves do look kind of cool. That said though, it's still fated to go to the straight Dookie tier, but I will put it above Cutlass and Katana. Up next though, we're moving on to the Shark Saw. This is one of the earlier swords you can obtain in the game, so it's actually going to be pretty decent for grinding. And I mean, just look at that model. This is one of the coolest looking swords in the game. But I'm afraid that's all the good things I can say about this, because when you go to the moves, for example, consecutive slashes, not that good. The only long range is the final slash. And it gets even worse when you look at execution. I mean, this is slow. You're not ever going to be able to land that in PvP. I mean, it could be decent for grinding, but that's about it. But another cool thing about this sword is on the 5th M1, we do get a unique down slam. But that down slam is not enough to save it from going straight in the Dookie tier. But I will put this above Dual Katana. And you know what? While we're already at the Pirate Village, let's move on next to the Iron Mace. The reason why is because you can buy the sword from this guy right here, Sword Dealer of the West. Now, this sword model-wise actually looks pretty decent. I mean, it's a nice little
mace. And just like the previous sword, this one also gets a nice M1 on the last one. Nice AoE there. But for our first ability, Mace Smash, it's pretty much like the name sounds. You have a long range smash instead of a close range one, which is actually pretty decent. But that's the best move in the entire kit because Killer Combo is a close range one. You have to be literally right in front of the enemy to even hit him, which means this is completely unusable in PvP. Look at this. I can stand right here and Killer Combo would still barely hit. Yeah, we already know where this weapon's going, bro. It's going right here. I'm actually gonna put that below Shark Saw. Shark Saw has more range. Next up, we got Triple Katana. This is the base version, the Walmart version. You know, I actually think this is one of the better ones from the commons. I mean, look at this. Visually, this doesn't look bad. I mean, it's still mid, but like it doesn't look bad. M1s wise, last M1s push you forward. Pretty much the same thing as Triple Katana. But we do have a decent ability, Air Slash Barrage. This is at least doable in PvP. You could create combos with this, kind of. I mean, something like this. Air Slash Barrage. I mean, that's a little mini combo you can do. And last but not least, we have Violent Rush, which is a dash, pushes you forward. Air Slash Barrage is definitely better in my opinion. But that said, even though you can do combos with this, making it slightly usable, it's still not escaping the Dookie jail, bro. I'm gonna be honest. But it is pretty cool, though. Coolest one we've seen so far. Warden Sword next. What do I even gotta say about this sword, man? I mean, like, there's just nothing really good to say about it. Let's just showcase these. Multi-target slash. What was that? What was that? How are you ever supposed to use that in PvP? Tornado slash? That one, I guess you could use. I mean, it has decent range, but like it went from here to here and then it disappeared. I'm not even gonna say anything further about this sword, bro. There's literally nothing else I can say. Going in straight Dookie tier for this. And you know what? While we're at it, let's just add another quick one to Dookie tier. Dual-headed blade. This is also in there for basically the same reason as Warden sword. They're both garbage. Damn, a lot of these first ones are going in straight Dookie tier, bro. But you know what? Next up, we got one that's not gonna be a Dookie tier. For some reason, this sword is an uncommon. We have twin hooks. You can actually not obtain this until 3rd Siege, which is why I don't understand why it's an uncommon. But this sword is actually really good. Model-wise, this looks pretty decent, and it just got reworked recently. First move, we have Sky Cyclone. You grab onto someone and slam them up, which allows for combo potential. I mean, you can easily pair that in with God Human or a portal ability afterwards, but that's not it. Next ability, True Prehistoric Punt. You grab onto the enemy, slam into him, which directly combos into Sky Cyclone. Not only is this sword pretty cool, it actually has some really good combo potential and is honestly, in my opinion, underrated. So for the first sword in the video to escape the Dookie jail, we're gonna put twin hooks in good tier. You're definitely cooking some good builds with this. And you know what? Just to finish off the Dookie tier, I'm also going to put Trident down in Dookie tier. And the reason for this is even though Trident Throw is actually a pretty decent ability, I mean, you can pull in enemies to you. It is Kennable. It doesn't break Ken. And the second ability, Water Pulse, literally has no range. And I tested this with my friend in private servers. Even after the initial hit, you could just Ken and escape and punish afterward. And the last one I'm going to be putting in Dookie tier is going to be Pole First Form, but I will put this at the top of Dookie. Pole First Form is our first legendary sword we're going to be ranking, which I have no idea why this is a legendary. It really doesn't deserve to be. First off, for our first ability, Explosive Cloud, it's a slow traveling move. You see how slow that is? And then it explodes on impact. But there's no applicable situation you could ever use that in PvP. So this does nothing for you in PvP. Like, look at this. They have so much time to escape and avoid that, and it doesn't even break Ken. And for our second ability, Lightning Rain, that move also comes out really slow. Definitely tough to aim. And the damage is just not that good. But that right there, I would say, completely wraps up the Dookie tier. I don't think any sword here on out is that bad. Now, the next sword I'm going to be ranking might get some of y'all mad. It might be a bit controversial, but we're going to be going with the Soul Cane, one of the most beloved skilled PvP swords in the game. Now, this one just got a model rework, giving it a completely new model, which actually looks pretty sick. And if you pull it out, it's not a bad sword. And as for the abilities, they're also not bad. First one being Soul Beam. Decent long range stun, which if you hit an enemy, it freezes them for a second or two, allowing you to combo. And our second ability, Soul Slashes, a barrage which also stuns and can combo in with Soul Beam. Now you're probably looking at these abilities thinking, wow, this looks really good sword. I mean, it stuns, it allows for combo potential. What's bad about it? Well, I'll tell you what, none of these moves can break, and with Soul Slashes, you can actually activate Ken while being hit in it to avoid and punish the person using Soul Cane. Now, on top of that, the damage is also not that desirable. So for that reason and that reason alone, we're going to be putting Soul Cane in good tier below Twin Hook. I mean, it's considered a skilled sword for a reason. Next sword, we're moving on to Pipe. This actually got reworked twice for some reason. Once a year ago and once kind of now. Like, it's got a new model. But despite all the reworks, I don't think this is that good. First ability, we have Pipe Ignition. You kind of like go into an opponent, suck them up, and slam them down. But this can be completely avoided by Ken, and the damage isn't even that good. 3,500 damage. And as for the second ability, we have Dragon Blast, a long range, actually medium range blast.
which also doesn't do any stun and also could be Ken. That said though, it's definitely not Dookie tier. It's still decent, so we're gonna put this at least in N tier. It's usable, but I'll tell you what ain't usable, boys. Orochi. Like, as much as I don't like Pipe, I like Orochi even less. You won't see me using this unless it's for a challenge. First one, continuous slashing. This does look like a decent ability, right? If you're able to land this, this is decent, because I mean that's 5,379 damage. But what opportunity would you get to even use this? I mean, maybe if you pair this up with Portal, it could be decent. I mean, you could just stun like this. But the thing is, this is Kennable. And as for the second ability, Dragon Gust, that one's actually not bad. I mean, decent damage, 5,000. It comes out pretty quick, but it's not enough to make the sword good. It's going in and below Pipe. You know, for this next one, let's do one of my favorite swords, the Dark Dagger. What's not to like about this sword, man? It just got a new model. It looks fire. It's saucy. And we have two very good abilities. First ability being Proficient Impale. It's a medium range lunge, which actually, let me aim it away from the enemy a little bit. You can see it kind of sucks them in. And it also pushes them back in a straight line. And another cool thing is I found out that Proficient Impale is actually a Ken break. Now on to the second ability, Shaming Slash, my favorite one. This one also breaks Ken, by the way. You throw this out, it's a long range ability where once you land it, you teleport behind the opponent and knock them back. This can start so many combos, but it's also one of the hardest moves to land in the game, heavily relying on aim and precision. Now, despite how cool Dark Dagger looks, I'm still going to put it only in good tier, but above Twin Hooks. That said though, it's really underrated. I think more people should use it. I mean, paired up with the right build, it's very deadly. And while we're on the topic of deadly, this next sword definitely fits that description. The Saber Sword, an often overlooked sword because of how early you can obtain the game, but it holds the title for the highest damage dealing sword. Now you guys can see the model looks pretty cool. I also do have a Burn Blessing on here, and we also have two different abilities, Deadly Rush, Triple Slash. This sword also has a unique mechanic where the amount of distance you are from your opponent when you use your move determines the damage. For example, Deadly Rush, if I'm really close to my opponent, deals this much damage. This is the sweet spot damage, dealing a total of 5,072. However, let's say I move back a little bit, now it only deals 2,000. And the maximum you can get off one move is 6,181. I think actually you could get even higher than that. But despite how much damage this sword deals, it's not going ungodly and it's definitely not going amazing. I'm still gonna put it in good tier. Now while the Saber Sword may not be that desirable to use, this next sword definitely is. The Gravity Blade. I mean, does this sword even need any introduction? I'm sure y'all run into this on the daily. First ability being Dimensional Grasp. This pulls in an enemy from far, allowing you to combo them, and it goes through Ken. And on top of that, the cooldown is actually really short on this thing. I mean, look at that. This is one of the best combo starters in the game for the fact that it breaks Ken. I mean, it just allows so many different things to be done. And while the damage may not be that high, it doesn't even matter because this move alone makes it the ultimate support sword, being able to pair with like literally 90% of builds in the game. And our second ability, Lunar Blitz, is also pretty good, but it can be Ken. That said though, you can still catch people off guard with it and the damage is not too shabby. It would honestly be dumb for me to put Gravity Blade in anything other than straight godly tier because this is where it belongs. It's just too brain dead. Next up, we have another very high damage dealing sword, the Bicento Blade. An honestly really underrated sword that I think needs a little more recognition. And you know what? We're not even gonna yap on this one that long. Let me just show you why. I'm gonna use both of these abilities and pay attention to how much damage this does. Quake Sphere, Windbreaker, literally over 8,000, almost 9,000 damage with those two moves alone. Insanity. And the crazy part about it is a Windbreaker didn't even all hit. The only issue with this sword is that the Windbreaker is Kennable, as you guys can see right there. So after hitting Quake Sphere, they could literally activate Ken to avoid being hit by both of those. That said though, because the damage is so insane, this is still going at the bottom of amazing tier, man. I'm gonna be honest, it needs more recognition. But you know what doesn't need more recognition, boys? The Flail Sword. I absolutely hate this sword. The first move is absolutely garbage. Smoke Leopard, bro. Like that move's Kennable. It has like very low range and it's slow. I mean, look at this, bro. Nobody's getting hit by that. But one thing I will acknowledge this sword for is the Smoke Apparition ability. It's actually not bad. First off, to demonstrate you guys the abilities of this, I have my ult right here. He's gonna have Ken on. This not only breaks Ken, but it blinds him and stuns him temporarily, making this actually semi-decent for combo. But you still won't ever catch me using it. That said though, I'm gonna put it at the bottom of good. And up next, we have the beautiful pirate sword, Ken Vander. This one's honestly not that bad. I mean, visually, the sword model looks pretty good. You got some nice, beautiful looking, elegant M1s. And this sword actually holds the record for one of the fastest combos in the game. Now, both of these abilities are pretty similar, Piercing Dash and Scattering Gust. Let me show you Piercing Dash. Pretty much like the name implies, you lunge forward. Visually, it doesn't look that good. Same thing with Scattering Gust. You lunge forward, except this one has more like a slash type ability and does a bit more damage. Now, this sword's actually pretty decent because both Piercing Dash and Scattering Gust breaks Ken. You guys can see my ult right here is Ken. Let me use Piercing Dash. It broke Ken. And the same is true with Scattering Gust. That said though, the damage is very mid for this sword. I mean, especially if you're going against someone with Bounty Boost, you're not going to be dealing that much damage on top of the fact that it has little range. I mean, so for Convander, I'm going to put this in the good tier above Soul King. I mean, I can't really put it much higher than that. I don't really see much cases it could be good. Hold on, I just realized it's crazy to have flail right here. I'm actually gonna remove flail from good down to Like, I don't even know what I was thinking of good, but it will say at the top of You know, for this next sword, let's actually get to the first mythical rating of the video, the Hollow Sight. Now, despite the fact that this is a mythical and it's really hard to obtain, it's pretty big. It's almost dookie. And I know I'm gonna make a lot of y'all upset on this, but hear me out. So we have two different abilities, Death Cyclone and Soul Execution. Now, Death Cyclone in terms of damage is really good. I mean, it's a nice cyclone that does actually 6,268 damage. That's not the issue here. It pushes your enemy very far. I mean, look at this. This knockback is crazy. Not only that, it can be Ken while you're in the middle of it. So in terms of combo potential, not really doing you any favors. And it also doesn't Ken break. So in terms of like landing it, they can just dodge that and punish you for even doing that. Second ability, Soul Execution. This one's just hard to actually work with. And on top of that, it also does knockback. Yeah, this sword is overall pretty mid. I'm going to put this one in straight meh tier. It only exists for one reason, and that is the Admingler combo. Though, it will go to the top of meh. And you know what? While we're on the meh tier, let me go ahead and finish this off real quick. I only think a few more swords need to go there. First one being the Coco sword. Now, this sword's going to go in F for only a few reasons for me. I mean, this sword just doesn't provide much support. There's little builds it's actually good at. And in terms of combo potential, not really existing. It does have a good long-range ability, Injection Shot, which does decent damage. I mean, 4,890 cooldown is pretty short, and it's spammable, which is good. And on top of that, it does break Ken. But unfortunately, the first ability, Electric Stab, does not. So you can see he completely avoided Electric Stab, which is the one thing that could have been a combo extender or a combo starter for Coco. Unfortunately, it just doesn't work. Yeah, we got literally no combos for this, just all spam. It's going at top of below Hollow Sight. And now I think there's only one more sword that belongs in And in my opinion, it's gotta be Saishi. Now I know there's gonna be a lot of players defending this sword with their life in the combos down below. Hear me out. I know it has some combo potential, but I don't think it's as good as other swords. I mean, you could easily pick so many better options. This one, you're just limiting yourself by using it. First ability, Swords Dance. It's a nice barrage that grabs and slams them up, which you could combo potential with, but it's a little difficult, and I think it only really works well with specific builds. Let me see, does this even break Ken? Okay, it does break Ken, but I wonder if you can after the barrage. Let's find out. I'm gonna use this, then I'm gonna go over to my ult account and try to Ken and escape. Yep, you can actually avoid it after the first hit. So even though the first hit of Swords Dance breaks Ken, the rest of that can be avoided, and then they can just punish you for using that. And as for our second ability, True Air Slash, this is just the kid. Also didn't break Ken. Now, if you were to pair this with Cyborg, it could be decent, but I just don't think it's worth using in my opinion. That said, though, I will at the very least give Saishi top of I do think it's better than Hollow Sight. And you know what? I think that wraps up tier. I don't think there's any other swords in this list left that are really that low. Actually, no, I just lied. We have Longsword. Yeah, I'm actually gonna put that at the bottom of Not even gonna get into why. It's just bad. So we got Dookie tier finished, and as well as tier. Now we just gotta finish good, amazing, and godly tier. And you know what? For this next sword, we're gonna get into one that I think deserves godly tier. And that is the Buddy Sword. A sword that I believe deserves way more recognition than it gets. For starters, both moves break Ken, both Heat Slash and Lightning Wave. And although you could activate Ken after Heat Slash to avoid the damages, it is a bit tough to time. And now I know a lot of new players are probably thinking, wow, why is Buddy Sword getting godly tier? Let me explain. This is a sword that gets significantly better the better player you are. If you're brand new to PvP, this is probably going to seem like one of the worst swords in the game. That is because it's hard to use. It requires really good aim and precision. But the moment you get good at the game, you'll be able to start to do combos like this. Instant one-shot combo. I just dealt like 14,000 damage in seconds. The damage is insane with Buddy Sword. It allows for very fast-paced one-shot combos. And another thing about the Buddy Sword is its range is insane. I mean, look at this. This guy right here, I'm gonna snipe him from all the way over here. Look at that. And that damage is kind of crazy, bro. 5,808. What's there not to love about this? It's a nice sword that's really good, but also really rewarding. It's skilled. So for those reasons, boys, I'm gonna be putting it in godly tier, and I'm actually gonna put it above Gravity Blade. I think it has higher potential. Now, this last bit of swords we have left are all going to be tough to rank because this is when we start getting to all the good stuff. And this is where I'd also like to disclose that this tier list is based off my opinion and experience. If you disagree with anything, completely fine, but try to be respectful and comment down below what you disagree with. I'm down to debate. But for our next sword, we're getting into Rengoku, ladies and gentlemen. This is honestly a really cool sword with some nice visuals. Our first move is called Demon Slayer, which is a command grab that goes through Ken. It slashes him and pushes him back. The damage is also pretty decent on that. The problem with Rengoku that holds it back is the second ability, Burning Slash. This is a long-range fire slash, which is kind of slow. It doesn't break Ken, however, it can be held. You can hold the Burning Slash like this, and now it will break Ken, but who's realistically going to let you sit there and hold that in a PvP battle? Look at that. Sword itself doesn't have much combo potential. The damage is high, but the second move really holds it back, I feel. That said, it's far from bad. In fact, I think it's pretty decent, so it's going to go in good tier. And I'm actually going to put it above Saber. Now, what sword should I rank next? You know, let's go with a brain dead one. Shark Anchor, bro. This needs no introduction. Literally, no no introduction. I'm not even gonna explain myself much on this one. Let me just say one word: spam. First ability, Typhoon Toss. You launch a sword. It has crazy distance, 5,276 damage. Cooldown is stupid short on that. Like, look. I literally already have my move back. And look at the range this could go. Look at that. Range is insane on that. The damage is insane. It breaks Ken on impact. And let's get into the second ability. Armor Breaker. Also breaks Ken on impact and leads into the first move. Look at this. Boom. Typhoon Toss. Combo potential. Start lands on the God Human. It's even better with Sanguine. Works with Electric Claw as well. This is literally one of the most versatile swords in the game. Straight godly tier, man. Straight godly tier. And I ain't arguing with anyone on that. I'm just not. You know, there's actually something I want to change about this list. I know I put Soul Caning good, but I low-key think he down in Like, I just realized there's no way I can say Soul Cane's better than Saishi and Hollow Sight. Yeah, this looks a lot better. Anyways, moving on. Next sword we're going to get into is actually maybe a bit of a controversial one, but hear me out. Midnight Blade. This is one of the coolest looking swords in the game, in my opinion. I mean, just look at the modeling. Like the model of the sword is fire, especially with my lightning blessing on it. And as for the abilities, I mean, look at this. Portal opening. You lunge forward, nice little barrage. It looks fire. Same with Crescent Dash. Lunge forward, nice barrage. And both of the moves can lead into each other. While Portal Opening does break Ken on the first hit, you could literally just save your Ken, allow it to hit you, Ken during the barrage, escape, and punish the opponent for hitting them. And Crescent Dash just straight up just doesn't break Ken at all. That said, though, the damage on this is still pretty decent. I mean, look at that. Like 5,615 damage. That's nothing to scoff at. So it's still going to get a decent rating, but it's definitely not godly, and it's definitely not amazing. So there's really only one other place Midnight Blade could go, and that's in the middle of good tier. Only a little bit left to go, ladies and gentlemen, and let's speed through these next few. Next up, we got Shizu. This is honestly one of my favorite skilled swords to use. There's a reason why it's considered skill. First of all, both abilities, True Quiet Rush and Focus Shot, are Kennable. Yeah, none of these moves break Ken. However, this is still pretty good for combo potential because you could use Quiet Rush, turn around, God Human moves, boom. The only issue is that none of that is true. This is a really fast sword though with good combo potential, and even though none of these moves are Ken breaks, you could pair this together with something like Cyborg or Draco and make it a little better. That said though, boys, like I said with Soul Cane, there's a reason why this is considered a skilled sword. I mean, the damage is only decent. It has good combo potential if you can land the moves, but that's the issue, landing the moves. So I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, but the highest I can put Shisui is at good tier, and I'm gonna put that actually below Rengoku. Spiky Trident. Ooh, one of the best fruit main swords in the game. Now this sword falls short for the same reasons that Shisui does. Both Do Hurricane and Flying Trident pull are Kennable and can be avoided, making 90% of the combos with Spiky Trident untrue. However, if you pair together both Shisui and Spiky Trident with Cyborg, making combos true, oftentimes Spiky Trident is gonna come out on top. One of the reasons being, Do Hurricane is really good for movement. For example, let's say you're about to get hit with a move, you hit this, avoid the ability, and do that. Second one for combos. Spiky Trident pull starts so many combos, especially for fruits. And if you pair it together with Cyborg, it becomes really deadly. I like to call Spiky Trident the combo creator. I'm gonna be honest, there's like literally countless combos with this. For me, in my opinion, it's going straight amazing. And now we get on to one of the swords that I ranked really low last time, but this time I've actually adjusted it a little bit. Fox Lamp. Last time I was sleeping on Fox Lamp, but I see the potential now. Let's just get into the abilities. First off, we have Scorching Azure, which if you hold it, you don't ever want to do that by the way, and let it go, it stuns the enemy for multiple seconds. Now the damage is not that good, being only 4,800. The good thing about this move is that it actually breaks Ken on him. So let's say you're fighting someone who likes to have their Ken all the time, you throw out one of these, and then you start a combo. And since it broke their Ken, they won't be able to activate it again for a few seconds. The only issue is if you're fighting against someone who's smart, they'll wait for you to land this move, then turn on their Ken and avoid all the barrage. So it's not perfect, but it is good. Second ability, Internal Firestorm. You can either hold this ability, which has a long medium range fire, and a lunge at the end. That part is Ken triggable, but there's two variations you could do. Instead, just tap it and hold. This part does break Ken, making Fox Lamp technically have two Ken breakers on both abilities, along with decent damage. Hey, all things considered, due to the damage alone and Ken breaks, in my opinion, Fox Lamp has got to go an amazing tier, but it's definitely not good enough to have God. You know what, for this next sword, we're gonna go with one of my favorites, Cursed Dual Katana. This sword needs little introduction. I mean, we all know about this, but for our first ability, we have Revolving Ravager. Now you can either hold or tap this ability, but this does not break Ken. This is what it looks like when you hold it, and it actually does a lot of damage, 7,000. But if you just tap it, you see it really only does like around 5,000. This move does not break Ken, so it can be easily avoided, and is a little tough to use unless you land something first, like a stun like this. Then you can land it good, but it's something that has to be set up. Second ability, Slayer of Goliath, same deal. It's a long range lunge, which has a stun that you can combo with, but also does not break Ken. Actually, I kind of lied there. It breaks Ken if you tap it like this, but if you hold it fully, let's say you're trying to snipe somebody, that is fully Kennable. I don't know why it works that way. You would think it'd be the opposite, but hey, it is what it is. Now, 1 year ago, I gave this sword a godly tier rating, but unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to do that this year because in my opinion, Cursed Dual Katana now just doesn't compete as well as it used to. So it's going to go straight at the top of amazing tier. Speaking of things that ain't godly, we're moving on to the Dark Blade. Honestly, I don't even get the hype of this sword. I mean, it's a Game Pass sword that's really not even that crazy. I mean, both abilities, 1000 strikes and Dark Air Slash are Kennable. While this sword does have really good damage, I won't deny that, and good combo potential paired up with the right fruit, there's just so many other better options. Like, I'm gonna be honest, you don't even need to waste your money getting this sword. And I know I sound like I'm hating right now, but like, trust me, it's still a really good sword. You can do stuff like this, easy one-shot combos like that. I completely messed that up, I'm not gonna lie, but y'all get the gist. I mean, paired up with a stun fruit with sword stats, you're dealing damage. But the fact that both moves don't break Ken just kind of ruins it for me. So it's gonna go straight in amazing tier, and I'm actually gonna put this above Spiky Trident, below Bicento. And for all you Dark Blade lovers out there, don't come at me. It ain't like I'm saying the sword's bad. It's just, let's be honest, it's not godly. It can't be. But let's talk about one that's undisputably godly. Dragon Trident. This sword single-handedly went from the worst sword in the game to literally top 3 with a single change. What to talk about with this sword? All right, first things first, Sea Dragon Fury breaks Ken. Yeah, this ability right here breaks Ken, on top of dealing 4,621. Now, the damage is not that high, but the fact that it breaks Ken with the first ability, insane. And as for our second ability, Water Dragon Shower, it's also a Ken break. And just look at this AoE, bro. Just look at this AoE. Look at that. Look at that AoE. You could probably close your eyes and guess where the enemy is at. You'd still probably hit him with that. And because both moves break Ken on impact, this makes starting combos really easy. I mean, you could literally just walk up to an enemy and do this, boom, boom, they're dead, and then, like, you know what, just repeat it. Especially Ghoul or Cyborg, just do that all over again. Cooldowns are really short too. It's honestly baffling. The one thing this sword struggles from is air capping. It's a very ground-based sword. I mean, Water Dragon Shower works best on ground. That said, though, that doesn't mean you can't catch air capping, because you can also do this. You can aim this up in the air, and it'll shoot them down. And if you can catch it, that also starts combos. Not much else for me to even say about Dragon Trident, to be honest. It's super brain dead, super easy, and just insane. It's going straight godly above Sharky. Only 6 swords left to rank. And next up, we have an interesting one, Tushita, a sword that's actually not really used that often that I think deserves a little more recognition. Why, you may ask? Well, both moves break Ken. Heavenly Lunges right here is a really good move that breaks Ken and does good damage. I mean, 6,230, very good. Also, did I forget to mention it breaks Ken? Pair this together with something like Sanguine, you're gonna be creating some deadly combo. Next up, Celestial Ravager. This move is the more mid one. While it does break Ken, the damage is not as good, and I mean, the range is just limited, which I feel is what really holds this sword back. But this is where you add in items like Soul Guitar, Sanguine Art, and Portal, really make a full, complete build. I mean, I'm not saying it's godly or amazing or anything like that, but I think Tushita definitely deserves to be at the top of good tier. I mean, we can't underestimate it that much. It's definitely good. Now, since we got Tushita out the way, we might as well go to Yama. And honestly, this sword, I think, has some of the best support out of any sword in the game. Now, this definitely isn't the best sword main weapon. It's more of a fruit support weapon, and let me explain why. First ability, Hellish Slash. This is really nice, but the damage is kind of mid, 5,036. And half the time, it doesn't even do that much damage because the actual slash part of it is kind of difficult to hit. This move is also Kennable, so you won't really be using this much in PvP at all. However, let me explain what it is good for. Mobility. Just like Spiky Trident, you could easily use this for mobility to dodge attacks like this and get an upper hand on movement. People have also found a way to do movement glitches with the Yama Z ability, kind of like this, God Human, where you get a burst of movement and are able to go really fast, like this. But that's not even the best part about the sword. Now we get to our second ability, Infernal Hurricane, which is a Ken break, lunges you forward, stuns the enemy in there. They can't Ken the barrage, and this just starts so many different combos. One thing that comes to mind that pairs together really well with Yama is specifically Kitsune. Honestly, with Yama and Kitsune, it's one of the deadliest combos in the game, especially if you're pairing together with Sanguine. So it's going straight in amazing tier, and I'm actually going to put this above Fox Lamp, under Cursed Dual Katana. 4 swords left, and you know what, just to get one of these out the way, true triple Dark Blade. This is just a troll sword. I'm just going to put this straight godly. We don't even need to explain that. And aside from that, next up, we got Pole V2. This sword is still really good. I'm not even going to sleep on it. Let me just demonstrate why. Both of these moves are stun abilities, which lead for crazy combos if you can land them. Hand of God stuns them. You see, it stuns them there for a second, allows you to use ability. Electric Prison, well, as the name literally says, it's a prison. It stuns. So both moves are really good with stun. So you could really use this with certain builds like Portal or Rumble, just to create crazy combos. Like, look at the Hand of God, boom. They're just stuck there, and they're just dead now. That said, the lack of range and lack of damage definitely leaves something to be desired, and the moves have a bit of end lag, like that. So if you miss it, you're definitely gonna get punished hard. So in my opinion, Pole's second form can only go in good tier, but I'm actually gonna put this above both Midnight Blade and Twin Hooks. And now we get to the last two swords, ladies and gentlemen. True Triple Katana and Dragonheart. Now, first off, we're just gonna get Dragonheart out the way. This is the newest sword in the game, but let me just say the combo potential on this one is kind of low. Not that there aren't combos, but I feel like this is definitely more of a spamming sword. For example, Internal Catastrophe, you can throw this out. It is very quick and can breaks and launches them up. Second ability, you go Draconic Blitz. It's a really big AoE, which does a lot of damage and has a lot of spread. I believe both moves break Ken on impact. However, with Draconic Blitz, you can activate Ken to avoid damage while you're in it. Honestly, if you ask me, the best way I can describe Dragonheart is it's kind of like a worse Shark Anchor. Less combo potential, but more damage. I'm personally going to put it at the bottom of Godly, actually above True Triple Darkblade. And last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, True Triple Katana. There's honestly not much to say about this one. I'm just going to go ahead and straight up put it at the top of Godly. It's the best sword in the game, in my opinion. And just to give y'all a brief explanation, while the first move, Wolf Fang Rush, may not be the craziest, it is Kennable, but it does a good amount of damage. 6,092. Though that's not the main attraction of the sword. The main attraction is Dragon Hurricane. A big tornado that does 6,347 damage. You can't Ken while you're inside of it, and it just allows for free combo. Also, did I mention that the hitbox of this thing is insane? I mean, just look at this. Dragon Hurricane, look at that, bro. It literally pulls them in from way over there. This sword holds so much damage. It holds so much brain deadness. It has one of the easiest one-shot combos to pull off, like literally a new 2.5 million bounty player could do. There's literally nothing bad about this sword, honestly. And I ain't gonna argue or debate with anybody on that. This is the complete sword tier list. Honestly, Godly, you could argue a lot of these. I mean, this isn't fully ordered, but everything else I would say is ordered. Now let's get on to the gun tier list. Here is the complete gun tier list. We have Soul Guitar, Dragonstorm, and Venombow in S tier. These are the top 3 guns in the game, in my opinion. You could really argue Dragonstorm above Soul Guitar, or the opposite. These is not really ordered. A tier, we got Kabucha, followed by Magma Blaster. I think Magma Blaster is insane. Just have to have the right builds with it. Followed by B tier, we got Asim Rifle, more of a skilled gun, and then Dual Flintlock, and then everything else after that is just kind of mid. That there is every weapon ranked worst to best in Blox. Let me know what you guys agree or disagree with. I'm down to debate. And it all starts with the worst fruit in the game, Rocket. Now this fruit, you have 5 different abilities. First one being Missile Fist, second one being Airstrike, followed by Rocket Crash and Blast Off. And even though Rocket's one of the coolest common fruits in the game, it's not in One Piece at all. Because the closest ability to One Piece is by the user Baby5. She uses the Buki Buki Nomi. You guys can see kind of like a Missile Fist she's using right here. But honestly, it's really just a bit of a stretch. Like, that's not even close to this. So far, first fruit Rocket, I've got to put it straight in no similarities tier. But next up, we got the Spin Fruit. And as the name implies, everything revolves around spinning. Now in the game, this is very bad fruit. I mean, the range is just kind of really low. The damage is kind of mid. And as you guys can see, it's a bit of a trend. I will say though, this helicopter flight looks pretty interesting. And in the anime, the user that uses it is named Buffalo. It's called the Guru Guru Nomi. As you can see, it's pretty accurate in terms of helicopter spin. But unfortunately, this is literally all we ever see him do in the anime. So despite the fact that spin's pretty accurate, like none of these abilities like happen in the anime. They really just freestyle with all of this, which they did a good job of doing. But despite that though, I'm not gonna lie, I'm still gonna put spin in accurate tier. They did a decent job for what they had to work with. But let's see if the Blade Fruit is accurate. This used to be the Chop Fruit and it recently got reworked to avoid copyright. So, is it still similar? Now, this fruit actually has a passive that makes it impervious to all sword attacks. If I try to get attacked by a sword user, I just simply deflect all of it. And as for abilities, we have an M1 right here. We have our next ability, Razor Cyclone, which kind of launches you forward. Blade Dance, which is a barrage ability. Saw Shredder, long range ability, and Turbine Flight, where you just use your hands to propel yourself forward. And of course, in the anime, the person that uses the Chop Fruit, which is what Blade Fruit's based off of, is, of course, Buggy the Clown. As you guys can see right here, however, looks literally nothing like what we saw in Blox Fruits, with the only thing maybe being similar is when Buggy did this. He did his little chop barrage frenzy or whatever he wants to call it. This right here where he's just throwing himself, which I guess is kind of similar to this, but not really at all. It used to be closer. So sadly, now the Blade Fruit's gonna have to go straight in, not even close to here. I can't justify putting it any higher. Moving on up next though, we got the Spring Fruit. Now with this fruit, all of the attacks are spring related based off of the name, and the first one looks like this. Spring Knock, kind of like you extend your arms a little bit. Spring Snipe, your legs become spring, propel yourself forward. Spring Cannon, kind of similar thing, except instead of springing yourself forward, you just jump up and down. Yeah, this fruit's pretty bad. But next up, we got Spring Leap, just launches you forward. And last but not least, the ultimate, Spring Emperor. Yeah, you just go crazy with springs. Overall, pretty bad ability on Blox Fruits, but that stands true to One Piece as well. Because in the anime, Spring Fruit is used by none other than Bellamy. And as you guys can see right here, he just did Spring Leap, Spring Tackle. Like, this is super accurate from what I'm seeing so far. But trust me, it gets even better. Because right here, we can see he's doing Spring Emperor
Emperor. It's literally super accurate to the game. Like, look, this is how it looks right there. And then another look at it right here, looks exactly the same. And if you can't see the similarities, you might need to get your eyes checked. But me personally, man, this is gonna be our first of the video, but I've got to put Spring Fruit all the way in copyright tier. This is like stupid close. And because of that comment I just made, I wouldn't be surprised if we got a spring rework anytime soon. But up next, we've got the Bomb Fruit. Bomb Fruit's pretty decent in this game. We have a long range ability targeted bomb where you kind of just shoot a bomb where you target this, literally like the name implies. Next up, we got Bomb Grab where you kind of lunge at someone, grab them and explode them. Landmines where you just set mines on the floor and whoever steps on these will get exploded. Explosive Jump where you propel yourself forward. And this is a weird pose. Anyways, this is how that looks. And last but not least, Self-Destruct. The more you hold this, the more damage you deal until it's a big explosion, which does stupid amounts of damage. But how accurate is it to the anime? I'd say pretty decent. Now, the user of the Bomb Fruit in One Piece is a guy named Mr. 5. And as you guys can see right here, he just used targeted bomb. He literally flicked his booger at this guy and exploded targeted bomb. Unfortunately, though, this guy, Mr. 5, does not get much screen time, so we don't really get to see many of his abilities. Most of it is just that booger flick, which is kind of disgusting. But one other thing we do get to see him use is kind of like a landmine ability. You see, he puts that little mine down there and explodes Vivi. We also get to see Explosive Grab right here, and that's about it. Because he didn't get much screen time, we didn't get to see him do anything like Explosive Jump or Self-Destruct. So yeah, Blox Fruit's kind of just freestyled for that. Despite that though, I honestly think they did a pretty good job of doing it based off the anime, so this is gonna go straight in accurate tier, actually above Spin. Almost done with the common fruits, we have two more. Next up, we have the Smoke Fruit. This one, we got a lot of smoke-based abilities. First one being Smoke Slam, which is a nice little slam down. Smoke Blast, a long-range smoke attack, which is actually a barrage. Smoke Liberation, kind of like that. And then Smoke Bomber, where you kind of fly up and just throw smoke bombs down. One of my favorite common fruits in the game. And as for the anime, the Smoke Fruit is used by a guy named Smoker in One Piece. Kind of an interesting name, I'm not gonna lie. But he is absolute dookie. Like, he does not do much in One Piece. That said, though, you guys can see this is fairly accurate. Like, just for example, we got Smoke Blast right there. This right here could kind of be like Smoke Liberation, low-key. And of course, we got Smoke Bomber, man. They actually cooked. The only thing they really didn't do, I guess, would be kind of like Smoke Slam, but he's done abilities similar to that. So you know what? The Smoke Fruit, man, it's not gonna go in copyright tier, but it is gonna go in very accurate tier. They made it pretty close. And last but not least, for the common fruits, we have the Spike Fruit. Now, just showcasing this real quick, this is a pretty trash fruit, I'm not gonna lie. We have Spike Summon, which allows you to summon a big spike wherever you point this at. Whirlwind, which is basically you turn into a Beyblade and start spinning around. Spiky Ball, turn into a ball, and you just start attacking people. And then Spike Barrage. Now, in One Piece, this is the user of the Spike Fruit, and I'm not gonna lie, it's not very accurate. The way it's used in Blox Fruits is not at all how it's used in One Piece. She kind of turns her bodies into spike instead of using like long range spikes. What we do get though is her becoming this little hedgehog, which is exactly like Spike Ball. Nevertheless though, Spike Fruit is pretty accurate. I'm gonna put that actually above Bomb. And now we're moving on to the uncommon rarity of fruits, starting with the Flame Fruit. We about to cook. And Flame Fruit has a bunch of cool abilities like blue fire bullets. You shoot out literally blue long range fire bullets, Prominence Burst, a long range fire blast, Flamey Vortex, a vortex of flames, rocket flight, literally flying with fire, and most cool of all, Hell's Core, a literal spirit bomb of fire. We all know the user of Flame Fruit in One Piece, Portgas, D-Ace, or Saba, whichever one you want. And I'm gonna be honest, it's really accurate to Blox Fruits. We just saw two abilities that look exactly like what we saw in Blox Fruits. We got fire guns right here, which is the blue fire bullets we saw, just this is red. Of course, can't forget Flame Commandment, Fire Pillar, which is Flaming Vortex. And of course, last but not least, we've got Hell's Core, or Flame Emperor in the anime, bruh. Literally 5 for 5. All abilities 100% accurate. I told you we was about to cook. Flame Fruit, man, is gotta go straight copyright tier. And I'm gonna put that above Spring. I don't know how they haven't reworked that yet. But anyways, enough yapping. Next up, we got the Ice Fruit. Let's see how close this one is to the anime. First off, we start off with the Ice Spear. It's a nice little M1 we can use, like a little bit of a sword. First ability, we got Glacial Storm. You summon a tornado of ice. Glacial Surge, a nice little pillar of ice you shoot out of your legs. Frozen Dragon, a long-range ice dragon that stuns anybody in the area. We have Ice Skating and Absolute Zero, basically just the AoE of ice. And if we compare it to the anime, this is Kuzan, who uses the Ice Fruit in the anime. And we can see right here, he does Ice Age, which is Absolute Zero. We
literally just froze a sea beast, bro. You can't tell me that ain't ice. And right here, we got Ice Saber, of course. You can't forget the Ice Sword. They also got that in the anime. And of course, we got Kuzan's Pheasant Beak attack, which is kind of like the Frozen Dragon attack we saw earlier. Just look at this, bro. Straight beautiful. Honestly, the Ice Fruit is pretty fairly accurate to the anime. I mean, not all the moves are that similar. We don't see any ice skating. Cold Storm wasn't used. But other than that, Glacial Surge, Frozen Dragon, Absolute Zero, pretty good. Which in my opinion puts the Ice Fruit in the middle of accurate tier. But what about the Sand Fruit, ladies and gentlemen? With this fruit, we have a lot of long range abilities, such as Desert Blade. We even got Sand Coffin, which actually stuns your enemy in a coffin of sand and explodes. Sandstorm, where you summon a tornado of sand. Tornado Flight, you literally just start flying. And of course, we got Deep Sand. You throw out a little ball of sand, which explodes and has a big AoE. Very fire fruit in the game, and it's even more fire in the anime, because it is used by none other than Crocodile. And as you can see right there, that was the first ability we just saw in Blox fruit. So far, it's pretty accurate. And of course, we got Sables, the Sand Tornado. Last but not least, Sables Pesado. Look at that. Just like in Blox fruits. So honestly, if you ask me, Blox fruits did a real good job of making it close to the anime, which means this may get revamped sometime soon. Because today, I'm gonna put the Sand Fruit in very accurate tier, man. They made that close. But next up, we have the Yonko Darkbeard's fruit, the Dark Fruit. Darkness fruit, whatever you want to call it. This fruit's actually very good in the game, primarily being good for PvP rather than grinding, and we have different abilities such as Dark Rocks, a long-range rock attack, or dark attack, Abyssal Darkness, where you suck the enemy in, pause, and then kind of explode. Endless Hole, you do a little black hole at the bottom that slows them. Ghastly Step, you teleport for some reason. I don't know why that's there. But last but not least, we have World of Darkness, a dark spirit bomb, which you can throw down and explode. Now for the anime, I just want to say this man, Darkbeard, is a straight menace. Like, you do not want to mess around with this guy. But as for accuracy to Blox fruits, we can see that was World of Darkness right there pretty much. This could kind of be considered like the black hole ability. Yeah, that's exactly what it is, black hole. And we even got the ability where he just pulls Ace in. Like, Ace isn't even close right now, and he just sucks that boy in. Pause once again. Overall, Blox Fruits' Dark is actually very accurate to the anime, although I don't know where they got Ghastly Step from. That man never did that. Hey, I'm actually gonna put the Dark Fruit in copyright tier. That's scarily accurate. Might be time to rework a Blox Fruits the way you guys have been avoiding copyright. Speaking about avoiding copyright, we actually have one of the most recently reworked fruits in the game, the Eagle Fruit. This fruit obviously gives you the powers of an eagle, and we have multiple different things, from M1s that you can hold and use that explode feathers, Wind Burst, Feather Storm, which is a barrage, Bone Crusher, and Soaring Talon. Basically the same thing. You just lunge forward and explode them. Now in the anime, this fruit's actually called Falcon, and it's used by a guy named Pell. And I'm gonna be honest, it's not very accurate. Like, we can see he's transformed into an eagle right now, or a falcon, but the actual abilities he uses throughout the anime are not at all close to what we have at the Eagle Fruit. With the only move being maybe close to Blox Fruits is what he does right here. He kind of uses like a Wind Burst with feather attacks, and that's literally the only attack we ever really saw him use in One Piece. Which means the reworked Eagle Fruit has to go straight in the no similarities tier list. Which means this rework did justice if they were trying to avoid copyright, because now it doesn't even look like it at all. And now we have the last of the uncommon fruits, Diamond. Diamonds are interesting because we have a transformation, which you guys can see kind of turns us into like the Ben 10 diamond form, but this also doubles down as a move instead of just a transformation. We use it and it explodes. We also have an M1. Next up, we have Shard Storm, which is a long range kind of diamond attack. Shimmering Disruption, a close range attack that stuns and blinds the enemies, and Prismatic Reflection, which kind of reminds me of like Haku's ability from Naruto. It's just a bunch of mirrors reflecting an attack. Honestly, pretty OP. Now in the anime, this fruit is used by a guy named Jozu. They call him Diamond Jozu. That's his nickname. Get it? Because he has the diamond fruit. Anyways, he doesn't really get much screen time during the entire anime other than Marineford arc. But you guys can see right here, this is kind of like the Encrust ability. So this is him activating the fruit. But the actual abilities he uses, I don't remember them being close to what we have in Blox fruits. So sadly, we don't see him do none of this or this. But technically, we do see him do this. Which I guess there's some similarity because of the Encrust and then the M1 punch. We could justify putting this in not even close tier, because there is a little bit of similarities, but not much. Moving on to fruit number 14, we have the Light Fruit. Yes, sir. One of the Marine Admiral's fruits. Now for this test, we're actually going to go ahead and go with the unawakened version of Light. And you guys will see why in a second. The first thing you'll notice is we do have a little light spear that we use to attack, similar to ice. But for our abilities, most of them are just light based. Like we have Light Ray, Barrage of Light. You kind of shoot up to the air and shoot a bunch of barrages. Reflection Kick. We have Light Flight. And last but not least, Sky Beam Barrage. Now in the anime, this is used used by Admiral Kizaru from One Piece. And we can see right here he does the light kick, so that's one move he's got down. We even got the light sword right here. That's 2 for 2. We got the light flight right here, and we even got the little light barrage he does here, making this literally 5 for 5 from the anime and Blox fruits. It's no wonder they changed it from the Awakening, because this is scarily close. It's gonna go straight in copyright tier, boys. I'm not gonna lie. Can't go anywhere else. It's main character time, ladies and gentlemen. We got the rubber fruit next, and you know they're gonna cook for this. Now in this fruit, we have multiple abilities that also change when you transform in Gear 2, which we're gonna wait for that to go off cooldown so we can test it out. But for now, we have M1 right here, which is like Gum Gum Pistol. We have Cannon, which is, I guess, Bazooka. We have Smash, which is Battle Axe, I think. And of course, we got the infamous Gum Gum Gatling. Like I said earlier, once you transform, it just basically enhances all those abilities. We have Jet Pistol now, we have Cannon, Jet Cannon, or Jet Bazooka, that one right there, and of course, a better slingshot. Needless to say, it's super accurate to the anime. We can literally see him doing the Gear 2 pose right now. And throughout this entire fight against Blue and O, we can see Jet Pistol right there, which is the M1 from Blox Roots. We can see the move where it teleports above, slams down right here, and we get Slingshot. And of course, we get Jet Gatling, man. Such a crazy moment right here. Needless to say, Blox Roots Gear 2 is very accurate to the anime. In fact, it's 100% accuracy. Rubber fruit goes in copyright tier. But moving on from rubber, we've got the ghost fruit next. Second to last rare. Now this fruit just got completely revamped almost 2 years ago now, and the abilities look honestly a lot different than they used to. First off, we got Shivering the Possession. Next up, we have Wandering Soul, where you're kind of just flying. We got Spectral Release, Prizes the Underworld, and then we got Ghostbusters. You summon 3 clones of yourself, which do the exact same attacks as you do, except they're very weak. Now in the anime, the ghost fruit is used by none other than Brook. But I'm not gonna lie, Brook does not use his devil fruit that much. Most of the time he fights with his Soul King. And honestly, when I think about it, there's not really any abilities Brook uses that are similar to the moveset we have with Ghost. So sadly, Ghost fruit has to go in no similarities tier. One more rare left, and that is Magma fruit. We're gonna showcase this one very quickly because you guys are gonna see we won't even need to show most of the moves. First off, we got Magma Shower, literal fist of barrage of magma fists. Great Magma Hound. We have Beast Ride, which you literally start riding one of the magma fists. And Volcanic Storm, a massive magma fist that explodes into a bunch of other mini magma fists. And when you compare it to the anime counterpart, you can really see that in terms of accuracy, it's pretty down packed. Look, this is Akainu, the user of magma. He's super deadly in the anime, and literally this is what he does. He literally just throws out big magma fists or magma based attacks. It is 100% accurate to the anime as it should be. Magma should really be no other way. So for that, it's gonna go straight in copyright tier. And that marks the last fruit of the rares. We only have 2 more tiers left, legendary and mythic. And it's fitting that we just got done with the Kainu because now we're gonna have to move up to Whitebeard. Moving on to the Quake fruit. Quake's got some very simple abilities. Fatal Demolisher, you pull someone in and knock them away. We got Air Crusher, you literally just throw a big wave of Quake, Spatial Shock Wave, and then now we have what Quake is known most for. It's literal specialty and flagship move, Sea Quake. You summon literal waves from the sea by how much you quake the earth. Let's be honest, you guys all know who Whitebeard is, even if you're not a One Piece fan. We can see that this is fairly accurate. He's doing the Sea Quake right here, literally punching the air and then summoning great tidal waves, which gets frozen by Kuzan. But that's beside the point. Every move we see him do in the anime is exactly what we see in Blox Roots. He literally pulls this guy in and slams his face in, just like Fatal Demolisher. And we even got the Air Crusher right now, where he just throws out a wave of just shock and quake. Let's just say Blox Roots understood the assignment when it came to the Quake fruit. That's all I have to say on that one. 2 in a row. Dang, I feel like I'm giving out a lot of copyright tiers, but they did Quake justice, bro. Let's go into copyright tier. Will this continue though? Next up, we have the Buddha fruit. We all know what the Buddha fruit's known for. This right here, the transformation that turns you into a Buddha. Nobody really even uses all the abilities for this. I mean, we have like ability called Heavenly Impact, Light of Annihilation, which is actually surprisingly long range attack, Retribution Dash, where you kind of grab people, and of course, Twilight of the Gods. Honestly, looks very fire in the game. It's also one of the most used fruits. However, that is not the case for the anime because we literally only see it used once, and all Sengoku does, which is the user of Buddha, is just transform into the Buddha. And then he does like the Heavenly Impact, maybe, like he kind of just like punches the ground, which is kind of similar to this, but I'm gonna be honest, literally he didn't do any of these other abilities. Like Light of Annihilation, Twilight of the Gods, Retribution Dash, he didn't do none of those. So Buddha, man, you're gonna go straight into just accuracy. We got the Love Fruit next. Ooh, the next legendary. This was actually interesting. This got reworked like 2 years ago, and the abilities are way different than they used to be. First off, we have Heart Shot, a long-range heart bow shot. Cupid Zone, shoot out a nice arrow that has a AoE, irresistible attraction. Anyone that's in the circle gets brought closer to you. For me, Flamingo Ride, you literally just summon a flamingo out of nowhere. Like what is this? Naruto summoning jutsu? And then Besto Friendo. Similar to Ghost, you summon a little NPC that fights for you. Now, Boa Hancock, which is the user of the love fruit in the anime, primarily uses long-range attacks that turn people into stone if you're attracted to it, which is not at all similar to how it works in Blox fruits. The only ability I guess you could say is kind of similar is this Pistol Kiss one. It's a long-range, just like kind of like love shot, which I guess is kind of similar to Heart Shot. Not really, because this one kind of explodes. I don't know, bro. I'm trying to see what the similarities are. It's not close. So unfortunately, love fruit is gonna go in not even close to you. Ooh, next up we got the Creation Fruit. This just got reworked in the game. Used to be the Barrier Fruit, which is actually really accurate to One Piece, which is why they reworked it. How accurate is it now? First off, we have an M1, which is kind of like Barrier Wall. You summon a little wall that blocks attacks, actually. And then after that, we have Batter Up, which you literally shoot yourself out of a cannonball. We have Sleight of Hand, which summons a hand that grabs people. Sword Box summons a box of... I don't even know what that is. It's kind of like Kuro Hisugi from Bleach. And last but not least, we got Magic City, which summons a bunch of barrier towers. And then we got Fortifier, which you literally just start building stairs. Which when compared to the anime, which is used by Bartolomeo, it's not similar at all. Now, while yes, Bartolomeo does have some similarities to the Creation Fruit, being this barrier wall right here, which is kind of similar to the M1. And he also does possess the ability to create stairs out of thin air, but that is where all the similarities end. None of the other abilities he uses throughout the anime are in Blox fruits. We gotta put it in not even close tier, but I will put it at the top just because of the walls and stairs. Next up, we have the Spider Fruit. Now with this one, we get a good range of abilities like Thermal Laceration, Silk Prison, Overheated Sniper, which is a long range attack, Spider Highway, where we kind of just use webs to fly around like I'm Spider-Man or something. And of course, we get Heavenly Punishment. And as for the anime counterpart, if it's accurate or not, well, you guys can see for the first ability, he is doing the spider flight, except the strings are kind of invisible, but it's there. We also have the long range snipe, which is Overheat. I must say, this ability is crazy. Look, he literally just sniped like hundreds of miles away from him at a city. Of course, we got Spider Web 2, which is the web-like ability we saw earlier. And of course, we got the God Thread ability, which is the ultimate of Spider, which looks very similar to what we saw in Blox fruits. Look at this, exactly the same, making Spider in the very accurate tier. I'm actually gonna put it at the top of all these. Must say, the Blox fruits team, they cook with Spider. Although it may be time for a rework coming up soon. Who knows? Hopefully we can get one. Next up, we got the Sound Fruit in Blox fruits. And this one's actually an interesting one. Now, if we look at the abilities of the Sound Fruit, we can see it's music based. And we even have something called a tempo meter, which the more we use our moves and attacks that hit, we get actually a boost. You guys can see once we use tempo prestissimo, the meter goes up. And once it gets full, it turns yellow and we get a nice little sound boost, which makes us faster and deal more damage. We have a nice range of abilities like Symphonic Radiance, a disco ball that shoots and hits anybody in the nearby area, and Glorious Harmony, a big AoE, which looks really nice. Now, the interesting thing about this fruit is it's not based on any power in One Piece. If we look through the wiki of the Sound Fruit, specifically on the trivia part, we can see right here it says Sound Fruit is the first fan-made fruit to be added to the game. And it was a concept created by a guy named Aqua 4G. Now, some people have speculated that this fruit is actually based off of Yuta's fruit from the film Red movie of One Piece, but the Blox fruits devs themselves claim this is not true. And to be honest, when you look at her ability and how it's used in the anime, it really is not similar to what it is in Blox fruits. So yeah, Sound Fruit is gonna go in the no similarities tier. And with Sound Fruit out the way, we move on to the Phoenix Fruit. Now, just to make this quick, we're gonna go ahead and go in our final transformation state, because this is what people care most about, the Phoenix, and look at the abilities. First off, we have an M1, which lunges you forward in attacks. We have Cremation Cannon, which is a bunch of flames, 3 to be exact. We have Swift Flight, which is a nice flight that dashes you forward. Regeneration Flames, and of course we got Flaming Exodus, which you grab forward someone, but when you grab them, you shoot up, then slam down. In the anime, of course, the main user of Phoenix is Marco, and there's 2 ways he uses this fruit. As you guys can see right now, he is in the hybrid form where he just has the wings and he still has his physical body, which is similar to Blox fruits, because if you untransform and use Swift Flight, you guys can see we can be in that same state. We can see he's using the full transformation right here, so that's 100% accurate. And on top of that, look at how it looks. Very similar to how the Blox fruits 1 look. This right here could be considered Swift Flight, I guess. And we even see right here he uses the Fireball, except it's not 3, it's only 1. So we technically never seen him use it that way in the anime. I don't know where Blox fruits got Flame Exodus from. He didn't do anything similar to that in the anime. And Cremation Cannon he did use, but not in this way. I'm not going to take too much points away. We're going to put it in very accurate tier. But that's about the end again because up next we got the portal fruit. This used to be the door fruit and it got revamped to the portal fruit because of that exact reason. They were trying to avoid copyright. But how close is it to the anime now? So we can see this still has kind of some of its like door-like capabilities. For example, World Warp, you can teleport to any area and it works similarly to the door fruit, but that's where all the similarities end. Portal Dash is nothing like what the door fruit had used for. Same with Quantum Leap. Parallel Escape is because you kind of go in your own pocket dimension, but let me say this last ability is definitely far from anything we saw from the door fruit. Yeah, not even close. Now the door fruit is used by CP Agent Blue Note. You guys can see right there in the background, there's kind of like a physical door, which is what I meant. It's the C ability on Portal. He can teleport to different places and even go in his own little pocket dimension. But the way it's used in One Piece is not similar to how it is in Blox Fruits, other than that one teleport ability. We can see here though, he's in the pocket dimension, which is kind of like Portal X in Blox Fruits, but other than that, we don't really see him use his Devil Fruit all too much, as he mainly relies on his Rokushiki abilities. So to be honest, only two abilities that are done completely different between both of the fruits. I gotta put this in the not even close tier, I'm not gonna lie. Let me know if y'all disagree or agree with that in the comments below. But we're moving on to one of the third last legendaries of the game, the Rumble Fruit. Now this one, we have multiple different abilities like Lightning Beast, which is a long range lightning beast attack. Thunderstorm, where you just rain down a bunch of thunder that stuns enemies. Has pretty good AoE too. We got Electric Flash, which allows us to teleport a short period 3 times, and it has a charge capability, so it recharges after some time. Sky Judgment, you shoot down a pillar of lightning, which does a massive amount of stun and good damage. And last but not least, my favorite ability, Thunderball Destruction, a lightning spirit bomb, which explodes and looks very nice. But as for the anime, we can honestly see it's fairly accurate. We can see Sky Judgment done right there, which is one of many abilities that Enel does in the anime. I guess we could say this ability here is kind of similar to Lightning Beast, but not really. We don't really see him use Lightning Beast in the anime. Obviously, he does Raigo, which is the Thunderball Destruction here. And we also have him do this cool little transformation. He calls it Amaru. Why did we get that in Blox Fruits? Honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, it's not that accurate. We don't see him do anything similar to Lightning Beast, unless we're kind of that team is Lightning Beast. We don't see him do anything like Thunderstorm, and we definitely don't see him do anything like Electric Flash. So really, the only two abilities we see him do is Sky Judgment and Thunderball Destruction. That said, I'm still gonna give the Rumble Fruit accurate tier because they still got the general gist of what Enel did. They just changed it up a little bit. Pain Fruit next. First up, we have Heavy Pain, which summons a paw ability that goes through enemies. We have Paw Barrage. We have Pain Nuke, which just summons a big paw and explodes. Self-Repel, which is a teleport ability, which allows you just teleport forward. And we have Torture, which summons a pink paw that does damage over time to an enemy. Kind of like poison damage. Just look at this, bro. First off, we have the teleport right there. We have the little paw, like the shooting paw right there. We got Paw Barrage, which literally looks 1-to-1 the same. We got Paw Nuke right here. Literally same animation, same looks, and even the way the move functions is exactly the same in the anime. Look at this. He throws it out and it explodes. And yes, even the pink paw. 100% of the moves are accurate to the anime, ladies and gentlemen. Kind of crazy. This is gonna go straight to the top of copyright tier because there's nothing they need to add. They've got it down 100%. And now we get to the last of the legendary fruits, which is the Blizzard Fruit. This fruit is kind of similar to Ice, except it focuses less on trying to freeze people and more on just bombarding people with big effects. Look at this. Snowflake Shuriken, Whiteout, you summon a tornado of Blizzard. Howling Wind, same thing, except it's more in one place instead of moving. We have Tornado Flight, which is the same thing. Yeah, 3 moves that literally look the same. And then we have Blizzard Domain, which is basically the same thing, except just massive. Like, look at that. In the anime, it's not called Blizzard, but it's called Yuki Yuki no Mi, and it's used by Monet. And we can see this is kind of Blizzard Domain. It looks fairly similar, but that's where all the similarities kind of disperse. Because literally every other ability she uses is not like what we see in Blox Fruits at all. Like, look at this. She's grabbing him with the snow. She's doing like claw attacks. She's kind of like a harpy too. She has even like a little snow after image or snow clone, shadow clone. Blizzard is going straight in the not even close tier, which marks the last legendary, ladies and gentlemen. We're almost done. We got 13 more fruits to go, and the rest of them are all mythicals. And it starts with the most recently reworked fruit in the game, Gravity. Now, as you guys may guess, they reworked this fruit for one reason and one reason only, to avoid copyrights. However, is it still similar? Let's find out. First off, we have Singularity, which kind of uses a black hole to suck at enemies and blast them away. We got Orbital Chain, which you summon a little turret and it shoots little gravity particles at the enemy. We got Shooting Star, which summons down a meteor from the sky, and then you kind of ride on it. You can also double down as a meteor attacking ability. You don't have to fly on the meteor. You can just use it as an attack. We got Gravitational Prison, which summons a black hole that sucks up anything and explodes. And last but not least, we got Asteroid Crash, which summons literally the most massive meteor ever, just explodes. Is it still similar to the anime though? Well, the user of it is named Fujitora in the anime, and it's pretty much the same thing. He has the ability to move things or manipulate things due to his gravity. And what he's doing right here is destroying an entire city and making the city basically become a big, like, meteor almost. His own makeshift meteor, which I would say is still accurate to Blox Fruits, because if you get this gravitational force meter up in full, you guys will see we can do that same ability. I hold it, and now it does the exact same thing which Fujitora did. We summon a planetary devastation, just like he did. We also see this ability right here where he kind of just summons like forces of gravity on the ground, which once again, you can also do in Blox Fruits. Look at this, the M1, you can do exactly that. And the last thing that's similar is he has the ability to summon a meteor from the sky. So honestly, it's still pretty similar to Blox Fruits, except we just don't see him do this, this, or this. And we definitely don't see him ride on a meteor like this. That said, the core is still there, so it's gonna go in the middle of accuracy here. Next mythical, Mammoth. And for this one, we're actually gonna use the anime clip first. Now in One Piece, the user of the Mammoth Fruit is Jack, and we can see the transformation right here. Only issue, we never really see him actually use this form for attacking often. So yeah, really the only thing we see him do is just this, which is transformation. So in Blox Fruits, all of these other abilities we have like Ancient Cutter, True Prehistoric Punt, Colossal Crusher, or even Stampede. We don't get to see any of those in One Piece, which if you ask me, makes Mammoth not even close to you. But what about the T-Rex fruit? Now in Blox Fruits, the main thing we have for T-Rex is the transformation. And we also do get a different abilities like M1s, Tail Swipe, we got a nice gigantic leap, Predatory Screech, and of course, last but not least, Hunter's Rage. You grab the enemy with your teeth and slam them down. Now, here's where it gets interesting. In One Piece, the T-Rex fruit is technically not in the anime, but the closest thing is what you see here, which is actually an Allosaurus, not a T-Rex, and it's used by X Drake. And as for abilities, the only real move we see him use in the anime is this one right here, which is kind of similar to Hunter's Rage, where you kind of like grab them and slam them down. Other than that, though, literally none of these other abilities were shown in the anime. So T-Rex, just like Mammoth, is gonna go not even close here. Next up, we got the Dough fruit. Now, Dough actually has a ton of different abilities, so we're just gonna zoom through it. First off, we got Missile Jab, which is a nice like fist of dough that explodes, which if we look at the anime, he kind of does exactly that. We also got Scorching Donut and Piercing Clothesline, which you guys can see. Swings them around town, slams them up. Katakuri does both of these things in the anime, literally the Swinging Donut, and we have the Chestnut, or not Chestnut, I forgot what it's even called. Piercing Clothesline, Buzz Cut, that's what it's called. And last but not least, we got Dough Fist Fusillade, ladies and gentlemen, which Katakuri very clearly does right here. I mean, this is basically the same thing. The only thing we don't really see Katakuri use is either forms of Pastry River. Like, we don't really see him use this, I don't think. But overall, Dough, it's gotta go in very accurate here. Next up, Shadow, and we're gonna zoom through this one, and you guys will see why. Now, with the Shadow Fruit, we have a bunch of unique abilities, like Umbrage, where you kind of go in the air, and kind of like Smoke Bomber from earlier. Somber Rebellion, you kind of shoot forward and attack the enemy with a barrage. Shade Nest, a long-range ability, which hits the enemy. Nightmare Leech, you kind of suck up the enemy and take their health. Last but not least, we have Corvus Torment. You kind of explode yourself and keeps the enemy stunned in there for very long. Shadow, however, in Blox Fruits is not at all how it works in One Piece. Gecko Moria, who is the user of the Shadow Fruit in One Piece, his primary ability is to steal shadows away from people and create zombies using their shadows. And he also has a bunch of other different abilities, but none of what we see in Blox Fruits is actually portrayed in the anime. So yeah, this is gonna go in the no similarities tier. It's not even close at all. But maybe the Venom Fruit will be. Now we're just gonna go ahead and go in the transformation state. This is what the Venom transformation looks like. And we get a bunch of different abilities like Poison Daggers, Noxic Fog, basically the same thing except does more damage. Toxic Fog, which is a massive AoE of smoke. And last but not least, Serpent's Wrath. And now for the anime. One of the abilities you guys can see Magellan, which is the user of Venom, uses is Venom Hydra. Summons 3 little Venom dragons, which is actually kind of like Serpent's Wrath, or if you really want to be super specific, Noxus Shot. We also have Crollo Ball, which is kind of like Poison Daggers. Venom Road, which is literally the Venom Flight ability I just used. We even got Poison Gas, which is exactly what I use here, Toxic Fog. And of course, we can't forget the Transformation Demon. This is the transform state in the anime. And while it may look a lot different in One Piece, I will say overall the premise is there. Venom is gonna go in very accurate too. Now we're on to the Control Fruit, and this is gonna be interesting. Now with this, we get to the first ability, which is Room. You summon a room. Actually, wait, I don't even know why I
use this ability in here. There we go. You guys can see the entire room I've summoned, and we can only use our abilities in this room. This is the unique passive of this fruit. So you guys can see I get levitate. I can summon a rock out of any material in the game. We also get a teleport. I can teleport into any area in the room, and I get 2 extra abilities like Gamma Rush and Echo Knife, which only works if I have a target to hit. But yeah, those abilities are pretty decent. And obviously in One Piece, the user of the control fruit is Law. We can see he did the room ability right there, and that is kind of like the levitate ability where we summon the rocks, except he just used it on a human. We can also see he does this ability right here where he actually teleports a thing instead of himself, so it works in both ways. Basically everything we've seen in Blox Fruits was done in the anime. That said, control is going to go in the very accurate tier. Now with the gas, we have a lot of interesting abilities like suffocating fume, which you kind of lunge forward and hit the enemy with some gas. Bursting vapor, similar thing, you hit him with like a bunch of gas abilities. Traveling gas, you kind of fly. And then we have smog demons. You summon a bunch of little demons and they explode on impact. Another thing you'll notice is we have this gas meter, and when it gets full, we'll be able to transform into this little gas giant. Our abilities change a little bit, but for the most part, most of them are similar. Now suffocating fume is a long range attack, and we have bursting vapor, which is a nice little gas swipe. We still get smog demons, it's the same, it just like summons more. And the last thing that changes is traveling gas is now an attack. You stab an enemy and launch him back. This, however, is not similar at all to how Caesar Clown uses gas in One Piece. He focuses on primarily like invisible type moves and some longer range type moves like gas robe right here, which we don't see in Blox Fruits. He even has this ability to summon little goops of poison gas, which I guess is kind of similar to smog demons, but not really, let's be real. The only real thing we could say is like super similar to Blox Fruits is Caesar Clown does do this kind of like transform gas state like this, which is a similar premise to what we see here, but it's just not executed at all the same. So yeah, there's just no similarities. I'm gonna put it in not even close tier. And with that, we move on to the Spirit Fruit. We actually get a bunch of unique powers with this one, such as the ability to summon little homies like this. We just summoned a little tree, and we can also summon a nice other tree. Oh wait, this is a mushroom. This is the tree. And I think there's a frog one, but it just spawned a mushroom. You guys get the point. Now our actual abilities, you guys can see we have a fire devil on this side and an ice devil on this side, and some of our abilities correlate with that. Frostfire Grass, we summon the ice ability and come out and freeze. Wrath of Ra, we shoot the fire ability and it does a nice fire attack. Sky Ruler, we ride on one of them and we basically just fly. Wrath of Shu, the ice one once again. End of Times, we combine both of them into a nice beamed attack, which when we compare her abilities to the anime, it's kind of similar. We can see here Big Mom using the ability to summon life and just create homies. Like she turns this umbrella to just a monster. We can also see Big Mom riding on Prometheus Cloud right here, which I mean doesn't look exactly the same, but it's pretty similar. And the last thing we kind of see Big Mom use that's similar to Blox Fruits is where she combines all of her souls right here into one just like combined beam. She calls it Macer Cannon. Overall, Blox Fruits did a pretty good job of making it similar to One Piece. I'm gonna put this in the accurate tier. It's gonna go towards the top too. Now with the Leopard Fruit, we have a bunch of different abilities. One of them being Finger Revolver, a barrage of just like Rokushiki attacks, which we see very clearly being done right here. He uses that against Luffy. Up next, we got Body Flicker, which is kind of like a teleport, and then After Image Assault, kind of like the same thing, I guess, which we can see Ron Lucci doing something kind of like that right here. It's called Soru. Next up, we got Spiraling Kick, which is a nice long range attack, which explodes at the end, which looks exactly like this. It's called Tempest Kick in the anime. Only difference is this one glows blue. And of course, we got the hybrid leopard form in One Piece. This is Rob Lucci's most infamous form that he used to fight off against Luffy, which we see is very accurately done in Blox Fruits. What more is there to say, man? Leopard Fruit has got to go in straight copyright tier. And next up, we get to the Yeti Fruit in Blox Fruits, which is interesting because this fruit literally was completely fan-made. Even earlier with the Sound Fruit, you could argue that this was inspired from Yuta's fruit, and I think it was in some way. But the Yeti Fruit, it's not inspired by nothing. So yeah, this thing right here, completely made by Blox Fruits, so it's got to go in no similarities, of course. Second to last fruit in the game, we have Kitsune, which is another interesting fruit because just like Yeti, this is completely fan-made. All these abilities you see right here, Accursed Enchantment, Tales of Burning Agony, Foxfire Disruption, even Wild Assault, completely fan-made and is not based off of One Piece. All but one thing. Kitsune has a Tails mechanic, as you can see right here. And once you get to full Tails, you're able to transform into this. This is the transformed Kitsune form, which a ton of fans of One Piece have speculated is similar to the transformation state of Yamato. This is what it looks like right here, but watch when she's running. Specifically right here, this hybrid form that she uses, or I think this is the full form, there's a little bit of similarity there, but I don't think it's similar enough to say that this was referenced from that. So Kitsune has to go in no similarities tier, which leaves one fruit left, the Dragon Fruit. And for this one, we're actually going to showcase Dragon East. Full transformation ready, let's get into it. Now with Dragon Dragon East, once you transform, we have a nice little snake-like looking or eel-like looking dragon, which we can see Kaido does in the anime. And honestly, this looks pretty similar to what we see on Blox fruits. And first off, we have this little fire breath ability. We shoot fire from our mouth, which Kaido does right here. We also get this ability called Heat Wave Cannon. It's kind of similar. It's just more of a beam, fire beam. Kaido very clearly does that here. Now, this next ability, which is Infernal Pincer, is one of them that you could technically say isn't from the anime, but we'll see in a sec. When Kaido does it in the anime, it's called Tatsumaki Kaifu. He kind of just like starts spinning around, which is what you see here. Honestly, if you ask me, this is accurate. And other than that, the only two abilities Kaido didn't really do is Draconic Soar and this move right here, Scorching Downfall. Which honestly, if you ask me, even though these two abilities weren't in the anime, this is still honestly pretty close. So the last fruit dragon is gonna go in the very accurate tier. And that is all 41 fruits in the game ranked based off the anime. Now I already know there's gonna be a lot of people referencing that a ton of the Blox fruits abilities actually came from that One Piece game. I forget what it was called, like Pirate Warriors, but I mainly just wanted to compare it to the anime. All right, so before we get into actually rank it, I just want to say this is based off of my opinion and experience. So if you disagree, perfectly fine. Just try to keep the hate to a minimum. Also, this list is based off of grinding and PvP together, so an overall list. And for the first fruit, we're gonna be rated the Spin fruit. Why the heck is it looking at me like that? I'm gonna be honest, Spin is a tough fruit. Its kit really has no redeeming factors. I mean, look at this. Razor Wind, what are you gonna do with that? No range, hardly any damage. Tornado Assault, hardly any combo potential. I mean, it's all right for grinding, but the PvP potential is non-existent. Helicopter Flight, worst fight in the game. Well, one of the worst fights in the game. Last but not least, we have Air Slasher, which is actually an all right move, I'm gonna be honest, but leaves no room for combo potential or anything to set up anything. So yeah, I'm gonna be honest with this fruit. It's only gotta go one place, and that is Dookie fruit. Straight garbage. And I don't think there'll be any arguing with that one. Next up, we're gonna do the Barrier fruit. Ooh, I hate this fruit. Look at him smiling at me like that, bro. What you got to smile about? Your fruit's garbage. Let me eat that thing real quick. Okay, now this suffers from the same reason Spin does. It's kind of crazy because this is actually a rare fruit. So how this is bad, I don't know. This thing needs a rework, man. Look at this though. Barrier Wall, like it barely has any range to it. You're not gonna hit anyone in PvP with that. Surprise attack, like this thing is slow as hell. Someone could ken that. The only good move this thing has is Barrier Prison, which can start for combo potential if you bring them back to you. But another thing this doesn't have is a good ult. Like look at this. Barrier Towers, slow release, has high end lag, so if you miss that, you're getting punished. But also the AoE is only vertical. Like you're not gonna hit anyone with this in PvP. Moral of the story is do not use Barrier. Just don't. Definitely needs a rework, although I don't see them really making Barrier that good, so it's going in Dookie tier. Above Spin though, but I mean it's not gonna go below Spin. Next up we have the Bomb fruit, and do I even really need an explanation for this one? You know what? I'm not giving no explanation for that. I'm putting that below Barrier. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, bro. Bomb is not good. Coming up next, we have the Spike fruit. Now, I feel like this doesn't really need much of an explanation either. Most of the Dookie fruits suffer from all the same things. Look at this, Spike Summon. This is good for grinding. I want to be honest. This is all right for grinding, especially with Spiky Ball. It has good AoE. However, I mean, no potential for PvP. I don't see this thing getting a rework ever, by the way. So it's probably going to be probably one of the worst forever. It's garbage. Moves are not good. It has a bad move kit. Straight to Dookie fruit. I'll put that above Spin though. Next up, we have one of the fruits I hate the most in the game, so this is no shocker. We have the Falcon fruit. Now I'm gonna make this one quick. One, has a trash moveset. You waste one of the moves on Plumage, which you need this move to even use your moves. Two, it's trash for grinding. Only one of these moves are multi-target moves, and it's Wind Burst right here. And the damage is actually garbage. This move right here, Bone Crusher, is a single target move. Helps you not at all in grinding, and also good luck landing that PvP. Third, we have Soaring Beast. Oh, I guess that is a multi-target. So it has two multi-target moves, but it's still garbage. Also a trash flight. This fruit has no redeeming factors. I don't want to argue about it. Falcon, straight to Dookie fruit, but I'm gonna put it above everything else. And I honestly think that might wrap up the Dookie fruit tier list. Falcon, Barrier, Bomb, Spike, It, Spin. It's not bad, not bad. Next up, we have the Spring fruit. Now this goes up to the next tier for one reason. When I did that random card to size my fruit video, I ended up having to use the Spring fruit, and I'm not gonna lie, I cooked players in PvP. Now the moveset is not exactly the best, don't get me wrong. First ability, Knock, is not very good and has low range. However, Spring Snipe is all right. I've sniped some players with that. Spring Cannon is not bad. You're gonna have to set that up though to land this. You guys see right there. But the thing I like most about this is the Spring Leap right here. It's actually a really good mobility. You guys can see I went pretty far with that. And then Spring Emperor, which is this. You guys can see right there, Spring Emperor. It's like a big AoE which just hits multiple things. So for grinding, obviously this is worse than even the Dookie fruit tiers. But for PvP, this actually has some solid potential. And for that is why I'm putting it at the bottom of meh tier.
tier. Next up, we have the chopped fruit, boys. This one I'm also gonna put into the meh tier, and it's actually a little bit better than the dookie fruit tiers. I'm about to explain why. All right, so since this is the chopped fruit, anytime you fight a sword main player in PvP or sword NPC, you're not gonna be able to be hit. So this actually makes it decent for grinding throughout the first seed because it's almost like you have a Loki dodge. And since a lot of players in PvP use swords, it makes it a decent viable option for a counter pick. However, though, the moves are still garbage. I mean, look at this: tackle, garbage; dance, like no one's gonna let you hit him with that; and then party, it's kind of like rubber barrage, I guess, a little bit. It's just not that good, man. Damn, this is a worse flight than spin. Wow. Literally, the only reason this got to where it was is because of the passive that you can't be hit by swords. That's it. The moveset is it's worse than some of the dookie fruit ones. Next up after that, we have the smoke fruit. Moveset wise, this thing is not good. You only have 4 different abilities, but however, where this excels is grinding. Smoke is actually not bad for grinding. This move right here, smoke bomber, I've cheesed so many bosses with this, and it's not bad. The damage is not bad. We also have smoke blast, which has some good AoE. Like, let me just show y'all real quick. Look how much damage smoke blast deals right here. You see that right there? 5,447. So the damage is not bad. PvP, although, just don't use this fruit for PvP. Just don't. But if you have no other fruit and you got a smoke, I mean, you can use it for grinding. So yeah, smoke is going above chop and spring and meh. Rocket fruit next. Ah, yes. This is 10 times better than Kilo was. I'm not gonna lie. Now, rocket, I'm gonna be honest, it's quite a bit better than some of the other fruits with dookie fruit. Missile fist is actually a long range, not bad ability. Airstrike is also not that bad of an ability. It's got a cool third move as well, rocket crash, which I guess is kind of the ultimate. You know what I'm saying? You can catch a player who's lacking with that. Good AoE as well. Overall, it's not that bad. Would I use it? No, but it's 10 times better than Kilo was. Still though, it is gonna go at the bottom of meh. All these other ones are better. Coming up next, we got the diamond fruit, boys. Now, diamond for me is a bit interesting. Reason why is you have this move right here in crust, which gives you a pretty good damage reduction for PvP, and that's the only reason really I put it on this high. It has absolutely no grinding capabilities. I mean, look at this beam and tackle. Like that did literally hardly any damage. I mean, it did half his damage, but if you're grinding, you're not gonna do that much because you have no max fruit stat. Diamond hail is an alright ability in PvP because it's long range. Solar flare is also alright, does good damage, has a little bit of stun there too, but the main factor is the damage reduction with this. Never personally ran into a good diamond user, but for what it is, it deserves at least above dookie fruit. So I'm gonna put diamond above the rest in meh. Now this next take, this one might make a lot of people mad. The rubber fruit right here. It's going in meh. It's going to the top of meh. Now before you get all upset, let me explain. So for grinding, first of all, just don't use this fruit for grinding, bro. It might noob to max, but every 2 hours I eat new fruit. Grinding was horrendous with this. The only really good move for grinding you have is rush. If you gather up a bunch of NPCs and do this, you're gonna be able to do some damage. Other than that though, you know what I'm saying, it's not good for grinding really. Now for PvP, it is solid for PvP. You counter rumble users. You can't be hit by guns. So you would think this is like probably like one of the best PvP fruits, right? Wrong. The main combo you have in PvP is something along the lines of this: spiky trident pull into the rush combo, which could be straight comboed if you're going against a cyborg v3 user. They could also ken it. The other abilities I feel are just not as good. I mean, smash is a good ability. Slingshot is not as good. You have to have really good aim to utilize that, and then cannon is also just not that good. Overall, the only reason this even made it up to here is its PvP capabilities. It's all right for PvP. I made it to 5 million bounty with this fruit alone, so don't get me wrong, it is solid, but it is held back by a lot of things. That right there though is gonna wrap up the Mets here. I don't feel like this was too bad, except maybe the controversial rubber pick, but oh well. Next tiers we have this good, great, and godly tier, and I'm excited to do some of these next ones. Next up though, we have the pain fruit, otherwise known as the paw fruit. Now what do I think about this fruit? So first off, we have a really kind of a long range moveset. Like look, heavy paw, long range move, paw barrage, also long range move, paw nuke, also long range move with some AoE at the end of it since it's an explosion. We also have a mobility move which is self-repel, pretty much like the rumble dash except you only get one of them. Last but not least, we have the ultimate, which is torture, another long range move, but if it hits him it does a damage over time, which actually does pretty good damage. You guys can see right there doing over 4,000, actually 5,000. I'm gonna be honest, for grinding, this thing is, just don't use it for grinding. I do not recommend using this for grinding. I'm gonna be honest. PvP though, it is all right. It is all right. You can do combos like this where you do like spiky trident pull, boom, pop barrage, you know what I'm saying, a combo like that, and that's a good combo to use in PvP. I'm gonna be honest, with paw, it's gonna go at the bottom of good tier, simply because it's pretty much getting elevated just because of its PvP capabilities. It is good for PvP, I'll give it that. Grinding, don't use this for grinding. Let's go with an interesting one next. The spirit fruit. Ooh-wee. Where to start with this one, man? Where to start with this one? All of these moves pretty much lead into a combo, except the Frostfire Grasp. Frostfire Grasp, it is a stun ability, but it has too much Enlight to combo off of it. However, you have this one right here, Wrath of Shu, which directly leads into the ultimate right here, which can lead into a Spiky Trident pull and a whole combo there. So it's got combo off of combos off of combos. You also get buffs. You guys see this little spirit bar right here. If you tap it while it's on the blue side, you get speed / health buffs, like so. You guys see right there. If you tap it on the red side, it summons monsters, which deal damage, stun. This fruit honestly is top tier. It's one of the best for PvP in the game. If you sleeping on it, I suggest you learn it because this fruit is busted, man. Now, for a fruit like this, there's nowhere else it deserves to go other than godly, and it's gonna go to the top of godly tier. Like not the very best, but it's definitely top 3. And I will argue with any of y'all to that on the grade. Next up, we're gonna do the control fruit. Now, control is an interesting case because it's not good for both grinding and it's also not good for PvP. For PvP to even use any moves, you have to activate this control area, which, you know, you're not able to use any abilities while you use that. So you're literally a sitting duck when you're trying to activate the room. The moves themselves are not that good. This is levitate. No one's gonna sit there and let you do that. Echo knife, you have to set something up to even get this to land. Same with the ultimate. No one's just gonna sit there and let you use this ultimate. So in terms of PvP, in order to actually do good with this, you have to run a very specific build because otherwise everything's gonna get Ken tricked. Other than that though, it's not good for grinding or PvP really. So for that, I gotta put control in good tier. I'm gonna put it below pain too because I feel like pain is a little more versatile. Definitely needs a rework, man. I can't wait till control gets a rework. Okay, next fruit we're gonna do though is the sand fruit cheeseburger. Now this one's actually pretty interesting. For grinding, it's not too bad. I made the moves right here. You have Desert Blade, a long range ability that comes up pretty quick. Hardly any end lag or startup. You do also have Logia, so they can't really hit you for a while, so that helps with grinding a little bit. PvP, the combos are good. Sand Coffin, everything revolves around Sand Coffin. You see right here, very high stun. And then you do Sandstorm, and then you do combos, whatever. So it's really good for PvP, decent for grinding, has Logia dodge. Honestly, it's not too bad. People be sleeping on Sand a lot, I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna put this one at the top of good tier for now. It's not gonna be the best of good tier, but it's gonna be definitely like probably top 3 in good tier. What fruit should I do next? What fruit should I do next? I think the sound fruit is a good place to start. Now, the sound fruit is a recently released legendary fruit that honestly shocked us all. Very high damage, has a tempo meter right here that when it's full, you get faster, do more damage, take less damage. Very spammable, as you can see right here. Rhapsody notes, fortissimo, has a high AoE, multi-target hitting, stun ability, symphonic radiance, that little disco ball, which can lead into many different things. Has a really good ult. Like, what doesn't this fruit have? Like, this is an insane fruit, I'm not gonna lie. The damage is nice. PvP, it's nice. Actually decent for grinding, I'm gonna be honest. Like, you see the spam ability right here, boom, 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 boom. Based off of this entire moveset and everything you get with it, I'm gonna be honest, sound is going in great. It is a very good fruit. You can't go wrong eating this fruit for PvP. I would say if you're gonna be grinding or you're not max, eat a different fruit, but for PvP, can't go wrong with sound. Flame fruit next. Decent for grinding, has Logia dodges, so it'll get you through first or second C, but where it really excels is the PvP. Look at this. Prominence burst, long range ability. Allows you to do some combo potential. You can do a spiky trident pull after that if you hit them and they don't have Ken. Blue fire bullets, good for chip damage, long range as well. Now where the real magic happens is this right here. Flaming vortex. Launches them up, which you could do this, boom, you know what I'm saying? Do a spiky trident, start any type of fighting style combo. It's really nice. So for PvP, I feel like people will be sleeping on this a lot. They may think it's worse than it is, but it's not half bad. And because of that, I have to put this towards the top of good. Gravity fruit next, our third mythical of the video. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not holding back on this one, boys. I'm not holding back. If you're a gravity man, you may get upset. Firstly, this moveset is actually terrible for grinding. Gravity push, it does have some AoE, but the damage is just not there. Gravity obeisance is a pretty good both for PvP and grinding. However, the damage also is leaves something to be desired. Meteor pitch, that move is lacking both in PvP for grinding. And then meteor rain is all right for grinding, but it has a lot of knockback. So the chances you're gonna hit all those meteors are very low. Now this is a stun fruit, so for PvP, it is all right. You could do combos like this, like no, Bloodbane Drain, Spiky Trident Pull, Gravity Obeisance, and this is a decent combo. It does good damage, right? But the thing is, there are so many other stun fruits that do exactly what Gravity does, except 10 times better. It 100% needs a rework, so because of that, I'm gonna put it in between Pain and Control. These three are pretty much one and the same. Alrighty, Quake next. Now Quake is an interesting fruit. I feel like this is not that bad of a fruit. Maybe not for grinding. I wouldn't use it for grinding. It's just, it only has 4 abilities. One of them is a single target move, you can see right there, so not for AoE. Air Crusher, it is kind of a narrow AoE move. You can't really like turn it. It's not like big AoE. Special Shockwave is a nice move. Damage is not really there though. And Sea Quake, obviously, you know, it doesn't really do that much damage, I'm gonna be honest. Like, look at that. Only 2,000 damage for that. Not that good. Now, where I feel this fruit really excels is PvP. I've faced good Quake users. They are a problem. The only issue with Quake is that every single move has really long end lag. So with this fruit, you have to be perfect. If you miss any moves, you're leaving yourself up to be punished. So while I feel Quake is pretty decent, I'm gonna put it above Pain and Gravity though. Hopefully maybe one day in the future we'll see a Quake rework. I think that'd be lit because I do not think they did Quake that much justice in this game, bro. Whitebeard is stronger than that. Love fruit next. This one is interesting. Now Love recently got a rework at the beginning of 2023, which honestly made it really good for PvP. Okay, first off, we have Heart Shot, which is a really long range ability that has decent AoE, so it's solid for grinding. We have Cupid Zone. Anyone in here gets stunned, so you can do combos like this. You know what I'm saying? Boom. You have Irresistible Attraction, which pulls them towards you, also stuns. you have best friend, which is a problem in PvP. They pull out their best friend, they F Cupid zone, they're pulling out combos on you. You're getting hit by him and your best friend. It can get toxic, bro. A good love user, they're problematic. I'm not gonna lie. This kid is very nice. Not as good for grinding, but it really excels in PvP. And because of that, I honestly think love is a great fruit. Now, it's not gonna be at the top of great. It's probably gonna be at the middle or lower end of great, but it is very good fruit. Can't go wrong with it. The list is coming together, boys. The list is coming together. Hopefully, I haven't pissed any of y'all off too much. Ah, yes, the dough fruit next. The dough fruit. Does this really need an explanation? You know, I'm gonna give it an explanation. First of all, for this one, you have low get dodge. You guys can see right there. So it's all right for grinding. I did a Doom to Max with dough, and it actually wasn't bad. It was pretty good. Long range ability, brain dead, missile jab. You can just spam that. Very long range. Also has stupid AoE. So even when you think you're not close, you're still gonna get hit. Pastry River, which has a 2 use to it. Look at this. If you jump up and use it in the air, it does this whole like fist barrage combo, which actually does crazy damage. Piercing Clothesline. This move. Oh, I hate getting hit by this move in PvP. Look at this. Look at this right here. It slams them up, slams them down, and you can basically just start stupid combos with this. I'm gonna be honest, man. Dough has got it all. Grinding, brain dead combos in PvP, low get dodge, spam ability. I hate facing this fruit in PvP. It's stupid. It's stupid. I'm gonna be honest, man. It'd be criminal to put dough in any other tier other than godly. It's going in godly, 100%. And I ain't arguing or debating y'all on that ever. Blizzard, huh? Interesting. I honestly feel like Blizzard is a well-rounded fruit. It's got some good spam ability, long-range abilities, high AoE. Look at that, very high AoE. All of these moves hit multiple targets. You guys can see right here. Oh, by the way, this is a low get dodge. You can see right there. PvP, you don't really have as much combos. However, this right here, look at this domain expansion right here. Like, it is really spammable. So it's good for grinding and PvP. All-arounder fruit. I'm gonna be honest. This is not really like too bad in any ways. And the only issue is nobody uses this because it has no hype around it. It's not really a fun fruit to use, I would say. But for that, all the reasons I just listed, I'd say it has to be a great fruit. Definitely below love, I'd feel, because I feel like love is just better in a lot of ways. But can't deny it's a great fruit. Let's get the ghost fruit out the way next. I don't have one of these permanents, so I'm about to eat this right now. Now, the ghost fruit just got a really deserved rework, and because of that, it's going to be a lot higher than I would have put it if it didn't get that rework. So the first move is pretty much the same as before. It's a launch that stuns. Kind of a little bit hard to combo off that because of the end lag on this, but the next move, special release, is a good ability that has some stun and allows you to go combo. Third move, which I believe is the best move in the kit, Cries of the Underworld. It stuns there for a while. Actually has some decent long range, which allows for combo potential. Then you have Ghostbusters. Now, Ghostbusters I don't feel is really as useful for PvP. However, because of Ghostbusters, this makes this actually a decent grinding fruit. Like you can see right here, my Ghostbuster guy is packing up this guy right now, bro. They also use your fighting style. So you can see I'm using Sanguine art. So the Ghostbusters are also using Sanguine art. If you're just using combat or something, it's not really gonna be as good. Now, this isn't the best PvP fruit. The main thing I would say for PvP that's a problem is that the passive. When you die, you come back with 50% health. That's nice. Put that with the rework and that it has actual combo potential now. You know what I'm saying? I would say this is not that bad of a fruit. So due to all these factors, I would put Ghost in the upper tier of good. I'm gonna put that above Flame. While we're at it, let's go ahead and wrap up the good tier. Next up, we have Magma. Magma's going in good tier because of a few reasons. So obviously, it is a low get dodge. You guys see right here, it can't be hit. It is very good for grinding. The damage is super high. Look at that. 16,000 damage just off of one move. So for grinding, this is immaculate. You can get from level 1 first C all the way to third C with Magma alone. It's just gonna be boring. The issue with this that holds it back a little bit is its PvP capabilities. The moves are all very slow. It's a little tough to hit, especially in today's meta with high-paced one-shot combos. Magma just doesn't have that. It's not really a combo fruit. So PvP really holds it back. Grinding is immaculate with this fruit, though. So because of that, I'm putting this in good tier. I put it above Flame because of the grinding. Now, the last fruit that I'm going to put in good, this one may be a bit controversial. Actually, I don't think anyone will disagree with this. Phoenix. I don't really think Phoenix really, like, excels in any category, to be honest. Like, it's a good fruit, has a good damage, has the healing capabilities right here. The moves are not all that great, though. It has an M1, I guess, so it has some spammability and some combo potential like that, but no one really uses this fruit for a reason. It doesn't really excel in any category, and there are fruits that do exactly what Phoenix does, except better, man. I want to be honest. Yeah, man, I'm pretty confident about that placing. I don't think Phoenix is good enough to be great, but I don't think it's bad enough to be under good. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put Phoenix at pretty much the top 4 in good. And that's gonna wrap up good tier right there. I guess I'll find out once I upload this video and the comments come through. We only have the godly tier and the great tier next, boys, and we have under 15 fruits remaining. Okay, next up on the list, I'm gonna do the Buddha fruit. I'm gonna be honest, this one's pretty easy to place. There's not really any complications with this one. 100% the best fruit at grinding because of this move right here, Shift. Whenever you're grinding, you'll always be able to hit enemies, but you'll be just out of the range to where they can never hit you. So this is the best fruit for grinding, hands down, or at least one of the best, top 2. This fruit is also really good at PvP for those same reasons. You can literally just catch people lacking in PvP just by M1 spamming. Let's say you went up to them, did soul guitar, then you just M1 spam them to death, bro. You can catch people lacking like that. I've gotten caught lacking like that. So this fruit is really good for both PvP and grinding. However, I'm going to put it in the middle of great tier. I know I probably just made a lot of y'all upset. How isn't it godly, Winter? How isn't it godly? It is 100% getting carried by its PvP capabilities. While yes, I did just say you can get caught lacking in PvP with it. If you're going against a good player that knows what they're doing, all they're going to do is outrange you as Buddha. So it's really only great for grinding. Next up, we have the spider fruit. This one may be a little personal bias, I'm not gonna lie. I personally think this one is underrated. You got high mobility right here, right? You got good damage dealing moves. You got long range move with older heated sniper. You could literally snipe someone across the map with that. You got good combos and easy combos as well. Look at this. Silk Prison, straight into Heavenly Punishment, and this deals insane damage. It's also not too bad for grinding. I mean, like, it's not terrible for grinding. There's better fruits out there. I wouldn't use this for grinding, but for PvP, I think it's underrated. I really do. Like, hold on, let me just show you what I'm talking about real quick. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Quick, all right. Silk Prison, boom. Heavenly Punishment, hit him there. Still going, boom. Combo's not even done yet. Sanguine Art, get a whole entire Sanguine Art combo right there. If you have Cyber V3, bro, I'm convinced that's gonna kill 30 million body player right there. So because of that, I'm gonna put this at the bottom of great. Coming up next, we have the Shadow Fruit. Now this one I've never used personally, so I'm not gonna do a little move showcase. I don't use this for PvP. I know it's trash for grinding, but it does have insane one-shot combos. We're gonna put this in great, but we're gonna put this like kind of like in the middle of great. Next up, we have the Ice Fruit, boys. Those of you who not know this game, y'all know this one's getting placed high. So first off, this thing has low gear dodges. Okay, well these NPCs have hockey, but it also has M1s, so it's actually not half bad for grinding. This can get you through first and second C pretty easily, especially if you have it awakened. Where it really excels is the PvP. Let me show y'all the most brain dead easy combo that even someone who just started playing the game can do. Okay, so you do Flash Step, absolute zero, right? Then you spam Unawakened C, right? Then you use Cold Storm, M1, 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 M1. Then you do a whole little combo, whatever it is. And I guarantee you, bro, if you have Cyborg V3, that is killing even a 30 million bounty player. That is crazy. So yeah, Ice is easily like one of the better PvP fruits in the game. Right now, it's going under sound and great. All right, now the Dark Fruit. The Dark Fruit and Ice are pretty much one and the same. They're both stun fruits. The only difference is Dark doesn't have as much good damage and it has better mobility. You guys can see right here, like that. Also, a benefit to Dark is that you can use their moves in air. So unlike Ice, you need to be on the ground to use absolute zero, which is why Ice isn't in godly tier. Dark, it's a bit slower too, so if you use your moves and you miss, you get punished. I think both are pretty much one and the same a little bit. It's just Ice is slightly better than Dark. Dark is more versatile at the exchange for being slower. I'm honestly gonna put them right next to each other. You can make it really far in PvP with Dark. It's just the grinding is worse. And actually, now that I brought up the grinding, I'm gonna put this below Buddha just because of that, because the grinding with Dark is treacherous. Only a few fruits left, boyos. And for this next one, I'm gonna go Venom. Now, I feel this needs hardly any explanation, bruh. You know what? Let me just do it. All the entire move kit. For grinding, PvP, whatever you're using it for, boss farming, it's good. Look at this. Poison daggers, spam ability, has pretty good damage, right? Has damage over time as well, poison. Noxious shock, long range, auto aim ability, which also deals a lot of damage, has damage over time. Toxic fog. Any enemy that gets close to you gets poisoned and their screen starts like hallucinating or whatever, right? Serpent's Wrath. You think this is just a flight, right? Wrong. Deals damage. So it has really long abilities, low cooldowns, so you can constantly spam it. One of these moves basically has auto aim. And guess what? To top it all off, you have a Fury meter and a transformation. Let me show y'all. Transformation right here, right? And all of your moves have changed. Well, only two of them. So now Serpent's Wrath, you guys can see, it has 3 dragons floating around it, which when you use it, the dragons attack enemies nearby. Extra damage, right? Look at this. Toxic fog, big poison cloud, and anyone who stays in the middle of this is going to take a lot of damage. And to keep him in the middle of it, all you have to do is just use your moves, right? Keep him in there, deal tons of damage. I did a noob to max with Venom, and it was one of the easiest noob to maxes I've done yet. It's really good for grinding. It's definitely a problem in PvP. Whoever you run into with this, they're gonna get annoyed, bros. They're gonna get annoyed. For that, it can't go anywhere other than godly. Mammoth Fruit next. Now this kit is pretty good for grinding, I won't lie. You have this transformation right here, which makes everything able to be spammed. Where Mammoth kind of lacks is combo ability. The combos aren't really there. It's pretty much you just go in Mammoth form and you spam. And you also have long ranged abilities and, you know, good stuff like that. With Mammoth, even though it's really good, I mean, we're gonna say it's kind of tied with Dark. Next up, we have the Light Fruit. I want to make this one quick, right? Okay, so you have M1s with it. You also have low gear dodges, so a lot of NPCs are not gonna be able to hit you. Spammable moves, boom, you guys can see right here. A lot of moves can start a combo with it, you know what I'm saying? So easy combos, Light Speed Destroyer, you guys can see right there. Every move pretty much ties into each other almost. So it's very spammable, good for grinding, although I feel like there there are just fruits that do what this fruit does, except better. Like, there are better spam fruits than light. So this is really good. We'll put it above dark even because it's better for grinding. Okay, that's the end of great tier. All these next ones below are above great tier. Let me order great tier real quick. So far, I feel like I've done pretty well in this. Like, I've tried to consider all aspects. My personal experience with grinding and PvP, I think we're doing good. I think we're doing good. Dragon next. Now, this is going to be liable to change very soon. Dragon is getting a rework very soon. Grinding Dragon is not that good. It's not the worst, but it's not that good. PvP is where it really excels. We got a super easy combo, one-shot combo I'm about to show you guys. Our shot Dragon Shower. So I keep trying to pull, boom. You go like this, then you use God Human C, and then Heat Wave Beam. The only thing Dragon really suffers with is dealing with air campers. So if you deal with air campers, it's kind of tough, but then that's why you have this. You know what I'm saying? The Dragon form. So obviously Dragon is going in godly tier, man. It's going in godly tier above Venom, below Doe. I think that's a good place. All right, for these next two, they're pretty much going to be tied. We're going to put Portal under Spirit, and we're going to put Rumble under Portal. I'm going to be honest, Portal and Rumble are pretty much the same fruits. They're both stun-based fruits. They have slightly different nuances, but they both have very high mobility. They're both stun-based. They both combo a lot. Now, to be completely transparent, I think Spirit, Rumble, and Portal are probably the top 4 PvP fruits in the game. You probably wonder what the 4th one is. We'll get into that later. Portal, you have the Portal V spamming loops, all that annoying stuff. Rumble, you have the Rumble X, the, Thunderball Destruction, all those stuns, high mobility with the dashes. Portal, you have the ability to escape any combos. So yeah, I'm going to put those there. Next up, we have Leopard. People overrate Leopard a lot. It's a godly fruit, don't get me wrong. It's not as good as all these ones. I'm going to put it below Doe, above Dragon. I know what y'all think. I'm sure I've made a lot of y'all upset right there, but think about it. You have the transformation mode, which you can spam a lot here, right? But as for one-shot combos, there ain't much with Leopard, are there? There are combos out there that one-shot, but I feel like they're not as good and they're like harder to do than what you could do with Spirit, Portal, Rumble, or Doe. So Leopard obviously is a godly fruit, no denying that. Just the spam alone can get you really far with Leopard, but I don't think is as good as these other 4 right here. Next up, we have the T-Rex fruit. I want to be honest, the kit on this one is pretty good. Long-range abilities, combo potential, especially with Predator Screech. You know what I'm saying? Boom. Start combos like this. You know what I'm saying? So it's really good for combos and stuff like that. Also decent for grinding because you have M1s and you also have a transformation. So this is 100% a godly fruit. No denying that. The damage is really high. Now, some people say this damage is even almost as high as Magma, but the difference between this and Magma is the combo potential is really nice. And I'm going to be honest, when you go in this transformation right here, it's deadly. So if you hit somebody, you see that icon above their head. If you run away from them, they take damage over time. So this is going to stop runners right in their tracks, boys. You also got some bird damage with this as well on top of the damage over time. I think it's a really good addition to the game. I really like it. I feel like T-Rex is honestly above Leopard, below Doe. In godly tier, all of these are pretty much around the same, just slight differences. Last but not least, though, we have Kitsune, and this is no-brainer. Kitsune is the best fruit in the game, man. I'm not even going to go into detail why Kitsune is the best fruit in the game. If you've ran into a Kitsune, or you've seen maybe some of the videos or some of the combos, you understand how brain dead Kitsune is, man. It is a problem to deal with. So yeah, that is our entire tier list completely finished right there. I honestly felt like I did a good job with this. I took a lot of time to think about the placement.
I have 262 mastery on Rocket, which gives me a stat boost of 179. So if we pull out our calculator, type in 2600 minus 179, that means I have to put in 2,421 points. So let's go ahead and do a stat reset and put those exact amount of stats to equal 2600. There we go. We're gonna do that for every fruit to get maximum accuracy. But for Rocket, we have 3 different attacking abilities, starting with Missile Fist. For this one, we do 2,090 damage. Wow, that's actually like way worse than I thought it'd be. All right, let's keep this pushing though. Next up, we got Air Strike. Let me use that. Oh, what the heck? Doesn't even work in a building. All right, let me get my all out here then. Air Strike once again. 2,571. But there's multiple hits of airstrike, so maybe we should test that one twice. One more time, airstrike. Okay, that actually did less, so maybe that's the top damage. Last but not least, we have Rocket Crash. This should deal the most damage because it's the ult, and we get 2,926. Yeah, that was not very good. Here's the tier list that I'm going to be ranking all the fruits. In S tier, we have 9,000 plus damage, followed by A tier, which is 7,000 to 8,999, all the way down to F tier, 0 to 3,500, which makes Rocket the worst damage in the game going in F tier. I mean, it's pretty expected, to be honest. But next up, we're moving on to the spin fruit. But before we get to that, I just want to let y'all know I do have a second channel called WinterKloudz 2. So if y'all want to support me, make sure to subscribe to that. Link in the description. All right, now I'm not expecting a lot from spin. It's probably going to be comparable to Rocket. Let's test this out. Razor Wind. This is a barrage ability, so it can be held. And we get 2,166. I think that was even less than Rocket. Next up, we got Tornado Assault. Let me see. 2,104. I actually aimed that wrong. So this is a multi-hitbox. So you have to aim it. We have to try to do that again to make sure we get maximum damage. Let me activate shift lock. Tornado assault. 2,572. Okay, I felt like I hit it all that time. So that's probably max damage. Helicopter flight doesn't deal any damage. This is a useless flight that's only cosmetic. So our ultimate, we have air slasher, and this deals 3,045, which technically makes it better than rocket, but in terms of damage, this is still F tier. Rocket and spin may have been F tier though, but what about blade? This fruit just got reworked last update, and there's actually something interesting about it. It has an M1, which can go on forever. So to make this list as accurate as possible, we're not going to count that. Instead, we're going to count the damage of 3 M1s and call it there. Let me go ahead and do this. It does 542 per M1, making it 1627 for a full M1 combo. Very mid in terms of damage. Let's hope the other moves can make up for it. Razor Cyclone, 2,237. Ooh, that's really low. All right, next up we got Blade Dance. This is a barrage. I'm gonna try to aim this all in there. Hopefully we got that. 2,169. How did that deal less damage than Z? I'm baffled. And now we just have one more ability, Saw Shredder. Let me see. Let me hold this one. Maybe it deals more damage. And we get for this one 3,525. Well, it's still very mid, but it was just barely enough to make it into D tier, escaping the Dookie tier. What fruit comes after Blade? We got the Spring Fruit next. Oh, this is gonna be a little tough to calculate. You guys will see why in a second. But first, let's worry about the ones we can calculate. We got Knock, 2,037 damage. Okay, we got Spring Snipe. Barely more, minimally more. Okay, Spring Cannon. I'm expecting a decent bit out of this one. Okay, that's almost 3,000. And now we have the final ability, Spring Emperor. Like I said, this is gonna be tough to calculate because it really just goes all over the place. That did almost 3,000 damage, but 90% of the move missed. Hold on, you know what? I have an idea. I'm gonna go with my ult over here and teleport myself to Remote Island. Now we're in an enclosed area where all of Spring Emperor should hit. So let's test this out. 3, 2, 1. Ooh, 4,616. That's a lot better. Somehow, bro, Spring jumped over F, D, and went straight to C. We only got 3 common fruits left, and up next, we got the Bomber. First off, we got Targeted Bomb. I think this one could be held, so let's go ahead and hold it at its maximum. Let's see how much damage that deals. Ooh, almost 4,000 off that alone. So just off that, this already escaped F tier. Bomb Grab, let's see how much that does. 2,324. Why are we going down that much? I would expect Bomb Grab to be more than Targeted Bomb, but it is what it is. Next up, Explosive Jump, even less. All right, they're trolling me at this point. Now this next move, which is Land Mines, is actually going to be a bit interesting to test just because the way the move works, when you use it, it spreads out. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to have my ult walk through all these just so we can calculate the damage. All right, that's like 540. Heck, none of the other mines are working, huh? He's literally walking into him. Oh, brother. All right, hold on. Let me try this again. Let me try putting a small amount of them right here. Let me have the ult go all in all that. Okay, that dealt 1,914 damage. Okay, that one's mid. I probably could have did that better, but landmines doesn't even matter because the main attraction with bomb is its self-destructibility. Now, what this move does, you guys can see here, I'm taking my own health to charge a blast, and I think this should deal a lot of damage. Hold on, let me hold this as long as I can. We still got that spark there, so I believe the longer I hold, the more damage it'll deal. So let's go ahead and let it go in 3, 2, 1. 7,965? Damn! That's low-key insane. Hey, somehow common fruit has crept its way up into A tier. Who would have thought? Actually, I think a lot of people knew that. Everybody knows about self-destruct. Next up, we got the Smoke Fruit, which I'm actually a bit curious about to see how much damage this deals. So first off, we got Smoke Slam, which just does a measly 2,292. But this next ability is where it gets interesting. Smoke Blast. This is an AoE attack which has lingering hitbox. So let's go ahead and try to aim it right. You guys can see that deals almost 5,000 damage. But this alone already puts it in C tier. Let me go ahead and use Smoke Liberation now, which is the ultimate. And we get somehow less damage than Smoke Blast. That's a bit weird. And last but not least, we have Smoke Bomber, which is a move that can damage infinitely, but that would make the whole list unfair. So we're just gonna do one attack, which does 674. Yep, I mean, Smoke is about what you expect. You know, it's C tier, definitely C tier. And I'm gonna put this behind Spring because I think Spring did a little more. Well, with Smoke out the way, we're moving on to the last common, Spike. Now for this one, we're just gonna go to the last 2 abilities, Spiky Ball, which should deal the most damage. And out of Spiky Ball, we get 3,367. Ooh, I was expecting a little more out of that. All right, let's use Spike Barrage now. This has the potential to deal a lot. 2,787? Huh? I thought it would deal more. Let me give that another try. I feel like with Spike Barrage, you kind of got to aim it a little good. All right, 3, 2, 1, Spike Barrage. Did less that time. Well, Spike was even more disappointing than I thought. That's going straight in F tier, but I think it is above Rocket. All common fruits done. Now we have uncommon, rare, legendary, and mythics left. And this is Faded, boys. We're currently at Lava Island right now, and our next fruit is the Flame Fruit. For this one, we're gonna go straight into the ultimate move, Hell's Core, because this is obviously the one that deals the most damage. Let's go ahead and charge that thing up. Let's charge it up fully too. All right, I'm about to let it go. 3, 2, 1, Hell's Core. Let's see how much damage that deals. Damn, that's still going. That's still go. Hold on, 6,358. Hold on, boys. I'm gonna test this out in a small area like remote again, just so this guy can take the maximum amount of burn damage. I think we can get even higher. Let's find out. Okay, 6,000. Okay, it topped out at 6,358, which is still really good because that puts Flame up in B tier. Not bad. I'm gonna be honest, this next fruit I really am not hyped to test out. We got Falcon. Fully expecting the damage to be abysmal with this one. All right, let's activate Plumage. Let's just use the ultimate first. Soaring Talon, 2,743. That's the max damage for a spike. Okay, hold on. There's no way. Hold on. Let me test out Bone Crusher. It did even less. All right, hold on. Windburst is our last hope. 2,200. Yeah, Falcon's going straight in F tier, but I think it is still above Rocket. This next one I'm actually pretty curious about. It's the Ice Fruit. This one's not really known for its damage. It's mainly stun, but I guess we could be surprised, right? All right, first off, we have an M1 combo with this. Let me see. 4 M1, so let's see how much damage that deals. 2, 3, 4. 6,110 for the M1? Yo, that's crazy. That's already insane. All right, let's go ahead and check out Cold Storm now. Okay. 4,949. Check Glacial Surge out now. Frozen Dragon next. Only 2,300. All right. Okay, what about Absolute Zero? 2,474. Okay, we just went abysmally downhill. But off the M1 and the Z move alone, Ice makes it into B tier. But what about the Sand Fruit? All right, let's get straight to it. Desert Blade, 2,899. Yeah, this is already going downhill. Okay, what about Sand Coffin? So this did 698 initially, so we got to keep that in mind. And then 2,485. 2,485 plus 698 comes out to 3,183. Ooh, that's really low. That's really low. All right, what about Sandstorm? Maybe this will bring it back. All right. What the heck, dog? Yo, Sand, you're going on Sand. You're going on Sand. All right, you got to bring it in with this, Sand. You got to bring it in with this. Deep Sand. Let me hold this to its maximum. I think it may deal more damage the more you hold it. We should be good now. 4,004. Okay, they brought it back with that. At the very least, Sand ate in F tier, bro. It's going in D tier. And went above Chop, too. I was about to crash out of Sand, made it in F. Ooh, Dark Fruit next. Okay, I've never actually used this for fruit damage, so I'm actually curious what this will do. First off, we got Dimensional Slash. I don't expect this to do much damage. Yeah, that's pretty bad. All right, what about Abyssal Darkness? This is a barrage move that lasts a long time, so maybe the damage is good on this? Huh? Wait, hold on. That dealt less damage than Z. I don't understand how that works. All right, let's just wrap this up quick. Endless Hole. The damage slightly more, 2,500. And last but not least, we have World of Darkness. This is going to have to bring it back. All right, let's hold this as long as it can go. Maybe the more we hold it, the longer damage it deals. All right, World of Darkness deals 3,964. Well, for as much as a charge up that is, that was pretty mid, but it's at least made it in D tier above Chop. Not that high of a bar to pass, though. Hey, Dark may have disappointed, but I know my main man Diamond gonna get me right. Yeah, we ain't gonna disappoint with this one, especially with the rework it just got. I hope the damage is good. All right, first off, we have an M1 with this now, so let's test that out. See how much damage that deals. 2,291. Okay, yeah, it's not that much, but I mean, we got like 4 other abilities to test out. So Encrust actually is a damage dealing move on top of the transformation. And that deals 3,055. Next up, Shard Storm. Let's hold this as far as it can go. 4,151. Okay, we're cooking. Next up, Shimmering Disruption. Okay, we're going downhill. And last but not least, Prismatic Reflection. I'm expecting this one to deal at least 5,000. Oh, just barely there. 4,750, almost there. Hey, you know what? I'll take it, man. Diamond skipped D tier and is going straight to C. And I think it's actually higher than Smoke and Spring by a little bit. Next up, though, we got the Light Fruit. Now, Light actually has an M1 combo similar to Ice. So we're going to use the full M1 combo on that and see how much damage that deals. All right. Woo! 6,744. Oh, that's kind of great. And we still have a bunch of other abilities left to test. Got Divine Arrow. Let me make sure I hold this fully. 4,024. Not bad. Up next, we got Hand of Emperor. This is a barrage that you can hold. We're going to hold that to the maximum. And we get 4,316. Light Speed Destroyer. 3,035. Okay, that went downhill by quite a bit. Last but not least, Wrath of God. How much does that deal? 4,014. Hey, that M1 combo carried, but this is still making it in B tier. And I think this is actually above Ice and Flame, too. Like cooking. We got the Rubber Fruit next. Okay, this is going to be a bit interesting. I'm not going to lie. The Boing Boing Fruit. Hopefully this one got some main character energy. Just for the sake of accuracy, we're going to test this out with Transformation, so we deal the most amount of damage. This one also has an M1, but that damage is mid. You know what? Let's just skip all the other abilities. Let's go straight into the rush. Let's test out the max damage. 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 8,445?
I'm mind blown. I'm mind blown, bro. Second one of the video going straight in A tier. That did even more than bomb. Yeah, the main character energy carried with this one. Rubber may have cooked, but barrier is definitely not about to cook. Let's make this quick. First off, barrier wall, 2,189. Oh, brother. I believe the move with the highest damage potential is going to be barrier prison. So let's test that out. But first, let's start surprise attack. Yeah, not good. What about barrier towers? 3,693. The issue with barrier towers is I think only one of these pillars could really hit, because after it slams down, it stuns them in place. If you could hit all the pillars, I think the damage could be really high, but I just don't think that's possible. Last but not least, barrier prison. Let's see the maximum damage potential, 821. Okay, yeah. Barrier towers was the highest with like 3,700, making this fruit just barely eligible for D tier. Ooh, the ghost fruit next. This is going to be an interesting one, and I'm actually curious to see how this will go. Now, just to make this as accurate as possible with ghost, we're going to be testing all the attacks with Ghostbusters activated. In case y'all don't know what this does, basically it just summons 3 of me. So 3 of me equals more damage, right? Or at least I'm hoping. But only one way to find out. Let's go ahead and go over here. This deal Cries of the Underworld, and this deals 3,789. Okay, that's not as high as I was expecting, but we have a few other moves to test. Let me go ahead and do Spectral Release. 4,388. Not bad. And then one more ability. Shivering Possession. Yeah, that's mid. Yep, Ghost definitely falls in the D tier category, but it is at least above Dark, I think. Now we have last rare fruit of the game, the Magma Fruit. This one better cook. I mean, it's literally lava. There's no way this doesn't cook. Magma Showers. Let's see the total maximum damage of this. Okay, 8,000. 10. 13,700? That literally almost basically one-shotted with that move alone. That is straight insanity. That is straight insanity. 13,700 damage. We don't even need to see the other moves, bro. That's just going straight in S tier. That said, though, let's move on to the Quake Fruit, which is the first legendary of the video. And this one, I don't have much hope for. I've used Quake a little bit, and from what I remember, it does not have good damage. But let's go ahead and speedrun these abilities. Let's see. Fatal Demolisher. 3,233, and then it had like 147 on the initial pull-in. So I think like 3,400 max. All right, Air Crusher. That's even worse. How are we getting worse with the second ability? Spatial Shockwave. How are Air Crusher and Spatial Shockwave less damage than Fatal Demolisher? Well, so far Quake's been a disappointment, but maybe the last move, Sea Quake, will be a little better. Okay, initial impact at 3,057, and the waves themselves are supposed to deal damage as well, so that we got to calculate that. 2,498. 5,555. And that's not bad. At the very least, Quake's not going to get in B or D tier. It's going to go at the top of C. Now we get to the Buddha Fruit. And you know what? Similar to Spring and some of the other fruits, I'm actually going to go to Remote Island for this. You guys will see why in a sec. All right, so let's go ahead and activate Shift, because we need to use any of the abilities. I'm going to ignore Heavenly Impact, Buddha Leap, and Retribution Dash. The highest damage dealing move of Buddha is Twilight of the Gods, so let's go ahead and do that. Let's see if we can hit all the damage. 4,540. Okay, that's definitely not all the damage. And you know, I actually have a better place in mind to teleport. Right inside here at the, what is it, Superhuman Quest guy? All right, enough yapping. Let's go ahead and try it out. Retribution Dash. Oh, 8,943? That's crazy. Did I say Retribution Dash before I used it? I meant Twilight of the Gods. Hey, but who would have thought, ladies and gentlemen, who would have thought that Buddha would be at the top of A tier? Insanity. All right, Love Fruit next. Now, the Love Fruit, we're not going to use the Best of Friendo because this is an attack that would basically last forever, which will give us infinite damage. So for the rules of this video, we're not using that. Let me see how much this move does, though. Cupid Zone. See the maximum potential for that. 3,901. Okay, that's a lot lower than I was expecting. Heart Shot. 3,065, and last but not least, Irresistible Attraction, 3,714. Yeah, Love is going straight in D tier. Next up, we got the Spider Fruit, and the maximum damage move this has is Heavenly Punishment. So if we go ahead and use that at close range and hold it all the way, we will see it deals a total of 7,685, making Spider in A tier. Now with the Sound Fruit, we actually get a tempo meter, which if full, I believe you do a little bit more damage. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna activate this to max. And then we're going to use the highest damage dealing move, which is Glorious Harmony, to see the maximum damage potential. 5,104, which puts Sound at the top of CT. Which means next up, we're moving on to the Phoenix Fruit. To get maximum damage with this, you need to activate Blazing Plumage, which I believe is a move in and of itself. Yep, it deals a little bit of damage, 2,889. And other than that, the highest damage dealing move is Flame Exodus, which deals 3,186. Yeah, that's terrible. That makes Phoenix in F tier, and it's just barely better than Falcon in terms of damage. But up next, we have the Portal Fruit to test out. Now with Portal, believe it or not, Portal Dash, Parallel Escape, and Dimensional Rift is not the highest damage dealing move. It's actually Quantum Leap. If you place it down and place it right, it'll infinitely teleport them until the move disappears, which allows us to deal a max total damage of 14,171. And yes, I'm actually going to count that because technically you could get that amount of damage or high if you place it right on NPCs. Which is honestly crazy to say, but in terms of damage, Portal is going at the top of S
above Magma. Ah, yes, my favorite fruit, Rumble, my main. Now, there's no point to test any of the other abilities on this. The max damage dealing move is Thunderball Destruction. So as soon as this gets off this long at cooldown, we can test that out. All right, I've got this thing charged to its maximum. Now, after using it, we get a total of only 4,432. Yikes, that's not as high as I was hoping. That's just gonna get Rumble at the top of D tier. Maybe the Pain Fruit will do better though. Highest damage dealing move with Pain is Torture. Let's go ahead and see how much this does. Okay, it stuns them, it does damage, and it does poison damage. We're dealing 151 per tick, which gets us a total of 4,385. Essentially around the same as Rumble. And now we have one more legendary fruit of the video, ladies and gentlemen. The Blizzard Fruit. For this one, I'm gonna have to test it out in an area where there's no NPCs, otherwise the damage is not gonna be accurate. And let's activate Blizzard Domain. All right, okay, the damage is climbing. Let's see the potential of this. Oh, this is already 6,000. 7, will it reach 8? 8,207. Wow, just wow, bro. That puts Blizzard not only in A tier, but at the upper echelon of A tier, right under Buddha. What a way to end off the legendary. But now that we got the legendaries out the way, it's finally time to move on to the last rarity, Mythicals. Starting with Gravity. Gravity is interesting because it has 2 different unique type of moves, a barrage with Gravity Obeisance and Meteor Rain, which summons a bunch of meteors. So first off, let's start with Gravity Obeisance. I'm assuming this one will deal a lot. 3,888, just shy of 4,000. Not as much as I was expecting. What about Meteor's Pitch? Does that do a lot? 3,105 per meteor. Ooh, that means Meteor's Rain is gonna be up there. Okay, you know what? Hold on. Just to accurately do this, I'm gonna teleport myself into a compact area. Since I have friendly PvP mode on, I should be able to attack it to a safe zone. Let me go ahead and get my ult right in this corner, right over here. Let's use Meteor's Rain. Try to aim that all as much as we can. 7,339. All those hit, ladies and gentlemen. Yo, who would have thought, boys? Who would have thought? Gravity instantly makes an A tier, but I believe it's towards the bottom. Ah, yes, everybody's favorite beast fruit, T-Rex. I lied. Nobody says this is their favorite. For this one, I've got to get my Fury Meter full and transform to maximum so we can see the highest potential for damage for this. All right, there we go. Maximum transformation. And this actually deals damage. So before we transform, let me go ahead and do it right in front of this guy. Now, T-Rex also has a factor where it has a damage over time effect. And the further you are from the opponent, the more damage it deals. So just off transformation alone, we deal a total of 4,500 at max distance. Insanity. Tail swipe. All right. 2,800 on initial hit. And at max distance, we get a total of 5,846. Almost 6,000 on the first move. Let's see Predatory Screech. Let me hold this to its maximum. All right. 4,000 off initial hit. Hold on. If we go maximum distance with an AoE, that's almost 7,000. That is 7,000. Insane. There's only one more move worth testing, and that is Hunter's Rage. Let's go ahead and try that out. All right, 2,600 off initial hit. Oh, this is gonna deal way less. Yeah, this is gonna deal way less. Hunter's Rage tops out at 5,226. Hey, well, you know what? T-Rex just propelled itself straight into A tier. And I think it's actually above Gravity. Now, T-Rex may have been fire, but let's see if the next one above it is the Mammoth. All right, so I know the transformation deals damage on this one too. So let's see what that deals. Okay, only 1,917. Not nearly as much as T-Rex. I'm willing to bet the highest damage dealing move of Mammoth is gonna be the M1. So let's go ahead and go with that first. Ooh, 5,679 for the M1. Not bad. We're going to completely skip out Stampede because, again, this is an infinite move that you can hold forever. So for the sake of the list, it's not going to be fair. All right, next up, let's test out Ancient Cutters. Only 2,982 on that one. What about Tribute Suck Punt? Even less. What is happening? Okay, Colossal Crusher. 3,123. Well, the M1 did like 5,800, I believe. Let me see. Yeah, 5,700 almost. So while Mammoth may not be as high as T-Rex, it is still gonna go in B tier. Not too shabby. I wonder how good the Dough Fruit's gonna be, though. Everybody's favorite spam fruit. Now, this one we're gonna have to go a little more in depth because it has a lot of moves, and some of these moves have dual uses. Start this off with the M1. Okay, 1,600 per M1, and then the final one, 3,763 for the M1 combo. Not that good. Okay, Missile Jab, less than that even. Now we get the Patient River, which is the interesting one. There's a grounded variant, which deals 3,420. But let's see if the aerial variant does even more. 3,420 is the number to beat, and we get 3,563 for the aerial variant. Does like 100 more damage. All right, Piercing Clothesline next. 1,140 for the first initial hit. 2,565. Comes up to a total of 3,700. Dough is not doing as much as I thought it would. Final ability, Dough Fist Fusillade. We're gonna hold this as high as it can go. All right, 3,000, 4,000, 5,700. Well, at the very least, it made it into B tier. I'm not gonna complain about that. I believe this is actually higher than Mammoth. Still not as high as I thought Dough would really get. Oh, Shadow Fruit. This is perfect because it's currently nighttime. I believe Shadow gets a little bit of a damage boost during nighttime. But first off, just to make this as accurate as possible, we got to get this Umber Meter full. All right, we're almost there. There we go. Full Umber Meter. I'm just going to go straight for the ultimate, Corvus Torment. That makes the most sense. We're already at 5,000 damage. Hold on. I think the total of this is probably going to deal like 8,000. And it totals at 8,480. Almost 9,000 damage off the ult. Who would have thought, ladies and gentlemen? Who would have thought? Shadow is going straight in A. And it's actually going towards the top top of A. These mythical fruits cooking. We just got done with the purple fruit Shadow, and now we're about to go to another purple fruit Venom. Now for this one, we also need our Fury meter full just to get maximum damage. And there we go, transformation full. All right, we're ready. Let's go ahead and transform. Do we get any damage off transforming? Nope, we get no damage. First move, we have poison daggers, and I'm actually gonna have my training dummy be in the corner just so we can see the maximum damage potential. All right, he's gonna stand in the poison. Oh, that's deadly. Oh, that's deadly. Huh? 11,418 for the first ability. That's almost death. And I think it gets even better, boys. Hold on. Let me go ahead and do this. Let me hold this Noxic shot fully. Let's see how much that deals total. Oh, that's big damage. That's big boy damage. Oh my God. Yo. Are we gonna hit 12,000? We're gonna hit 13,388. Oh no. That's crazy. And last but not least, Toxic Fog. Let's see how much damage this deals. I think the potential for this one is really high. Let's see. That's only one way to find out, really. That's not that high. But hey, that doesn't take away from the impressiveness of Venom. It's going at the top of S. Well, the bottom of S. It didn't do more than Magma or Portal, I believe. Still, it's up there. And I already know you guys are arguing in the comments saying, oh, but nobody's just gonna stand there in the poison. Well, technically you could farm NPCs like this and have the NPC stay in the poison. So damage is sort of realistic. Control Fruit next. All right, let's activate Room. First off, let's test off the Echo Knife damage. Echo Knife, I meant. Okay, this deals a total of 4,700. Not bad. And then now let's check out the maximum potential, which is gonna be Gamma Rush. So initial hit did 95 damage. Okay, Gamma Rush, 5,874. So overall, the control damage is not bad, but it's not that great either. That said, it still clears B tier easily, and I think it's actually above Mammoth. Starting to get in some of the new fruits, ladies and gentlemen, because up next, I got the gas fruit. Look at that night fruit model. One of the best fruit models in the game, in my opinion. Now for this, we got to get our gas meter full, so let me do that real quick. But first off, we might as well test out the M1 damage. 3,465. M1 damage is mid for this one. All right, transformation is ready. Let's go ahead and see the M1 damage now. Does it increase? Oh, it increases a lot. 5,446. That almost alone makes it B tier. Not quite though. Let's go ahead and check Suffocating Fumes. This is the first ability. How much damage does that deal? Total of 3,011. Bursting Vapor. Only 2,970. Both these moves individually do not deal that much damage, but it does have an interesting feature where if you use Suffocating Fumes, then use Bursting Vapor, it explodes, dealing more damage. So let's go ahead and experiment with that. Do the two moves. Yeah, that deals a lot more. But this video ain't us testing the total damage of each move. We're trying to see which moves on each fruit deal the most damage. So let's go ahead and check out the potential of this. Traveling Gas, 3,112. Last but not least, we have Smog Demons. And for Smog Demons, we deal a total of... Ooh, actually has poison damage too. 5,350, which is still lower than the M1s in the transformation state. Well, not exactly what I was expecting. Gas, you couldn't even make it in B tier. But at least you made it at the top of C. Anyways, with Gas out the way, we really only have like 5 more mythical fruits left. Let's speed this up with Spirit. Now, Spirit actually has a bunch of interesting mechanics, but in order to make this fair, we're not going to test out all the spirits stacking together. We're going to test them out individually. So let me summon this one. Let's see how much damage the frog deals. 722 per tick. I think it does it 3 times before disappearing. So 722 times 3. That means the frog has a maximum damage of 2,166. We summon another spirit, which is the tree. This one deals 361 per tick. Maximum of 1,083. A lot lower. All right, we got the mushroom. Now let's see the potential damage he could deal. Deals 289 per tick, and I think he stays here for like 10 or 15 seconds. So he deals a total damage of 4,621 for a spirit. Kinda insane. But now let's speed this up. End of Times is our best damaging dealing move, and it deals a total 7,510, which makes the Spirit Fruit Man instantly at A, and I think it's actually up here as well. It's furry time, ladies and gentlemen. We got Leopard in the building. Why did I just say it's furry time? Don't click that. All right, let's go ahead and check out this damage. Transformation does 2,147. All right, let's see how much the M1 alone does. 5,583. That's B tier alone off the M1. And I think the highest damage dealing move other than that is Finger Revolver. So let's see if we can get all this. 5,516. Well, not as high as I was expecting, but at the very least, it made it in B tier, so, you know, I can't complain about that. Now, what about the Yeti Fruit, ladies and gentlemen? The newest replacement for Leopard. First off, let's see how much damage this transformation deals. Okay, not as much. 400 less, I believe. Let's see how much the M1s deal here. 4,232. All right, Arctic Clap. Only 2,963. Boulder, not even 4,000. Glacial Execution. 3,668. What is happening? I thought Yeti would be more than Leopard damage. Last but not least, Tundra Rush. All right, only 3,174. This doesn't even make it into B tier. It tops out at C. 3 more fruits left. Dragon East, Dragon West, and Kitsune. First off, let's transform and see if that deals any damage. 2,638. Now let's check an M1 combo. Okay, boom, 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 boom. 8,000. Wait, hold on. Do I have Hockey on? He has Hockey on. 8,676 off of M1? That's insane. That's insane, boys. I'm not even gonna check the rest of these abilities out. Over 8,000 off an M1 combo with Kitsune is crazy. And you already know Foxfire Disruption would be close to that too. This is going to straight A, bro. This is going straight A. Hey, bro. Kitsune, Kitsune may need a nerf. Nah, I'm playing. Don't nerf my baby. All right, boys. Last up on the list, we got Dragon East and Dragon West. And we're gonna start off with Dragon East. Let me go ahead and get my fear meter real quick. Full transformation ready. Before we actually do this, we might as well go test it on him because I think it might deal damage. And it looks like no damage is done by transforming. Interesting. All right, first things first, let's test out the flamethrower or the M1 of Dragon East. All right. I think I missed most of that, but it doesn't look like the damage is going to be too high for that whole thing. What about Infernal Pincer? 4,342. That's not as much as I thought it'd be. What about Draconic Soar? Only 3,431? What is happening? I thought Dragon would be much higher than this. Oh, let's go ahead and test out Heatwave Cannon. Let's charge this thing fully, see what it does. Only 4,523. I thought Dragon would output way more than this. This is a shock to me. Hopefully Dragon West is higher though. We've got one final ability, Scorching Downfall. If this doesn't at least do 5,000, let me see. Ooh, 6,762. That's the damage I was wanting to see for Dragon. I'll take that. I'll take that. 6,700 puts it in the middle of B. But what about Dragon East? Did I say Dragon East? I meant Dragon West. All right, full transformation ready on West. And for this one, we're not even going to test out any of the other moves. We already know Scorching Downfall obviously deals the most damage. All right, let's go ahead and transform. Oh, this one actually deals damage. I mean, not that much damage, but it deals damage. All right, so it's no more time. Scorching Downfall. Let's see the maximum potential damage for this. Hold it all the way until it forces us to let it go. There we go. Okay. Wait, 5,986. That did like almost 1,000 less damage than East. That said though, it's still undisputably B tier, just under East. Here we have the entire tier list right here made, ladies and gentlemen. I try to do this as accurately as possible, although I am open to feedback. Let me know what I can improve on.